equipment, PPE, and other essential supplies. And Ontario's
okay, first of all, this white boy is so disingenuous. He just made up some comment about things labeled made in Ontario or known around the world, this and that. There is nothing in the world sold anywhere labeled made in Ontario. Nothing.
So now,
this is your fucking Charger say made in Ontario. No, it doesn't. It says made in Brampton.
The men and women working in the plants, the factories,
Brampton.
lines across the province.
I didn't say Brown. No, you're gonna get mad in a second. The Dark Knight Saunders. You just wasted 45 minutes of police time to make sure nobody could hear the Premier talk about. Wow, you were the most treasonous piece of shit ever. He's made fun of you 4 times publicly in the last 2 weeks. That's how much you hate him. You tried to kill his brother and couldn't.
To support the launch of the Ontario-made program led by the Canadian manufacturers and exporters.
You want to start this, the mic
this program will help consumers use their purchasing power to directly support
the applause for everything Doug Ford just said. You know what? I don't need to hear this like he's fucking say. Yeah, I just listened to 12 minutes of Doug Ford and restarted this 8 fucking times. They're using every fucking exploit. 9 fucking glitches in a row every time I restart the machine fresh. Serious? Mark the Dark Narc Saunders, you had to answer FOIA paperwork about $2 million worth of money spent. Transport Canada don't allowing a plane to fly over Rob Ford's house every 10 minutes for days, to where the people who lived there had to fucking complain. But I'm making shit up. Oh, he's got a mental health record where he claims gang members are writing graffiti on walls. That's the most hallucinatory thing on my file, bro. The criminal record that you've edited, it's irrelevant, because I'm not doing that shit. I don't give a fuck.
I'll pass it over to the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters CEO, Dennis Darby.
You're going to tell us about Black Wall Street, eh? Dougie just did. Now I got to hear these retards talk. Yeah, retard is a word in French. Stop telling me what it means, because it's a French loan word. You can't tell me I mean your new meaning for it. But you'll turn to every retarded kid, hey, he's talking about you being stupid.
Minister Fidelli for the kind words and for supporting this very
you keep telling them that and then tell them that I'm the bad person.
This is the heart and the hub of Canadian manufacturing. And thank you to the staff here, Artistic Skylights. They're a proud member of our association. So let me tell you about Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters. Most people know us as CME. We've been around since 1871 for Canada's.
They got nothing to do with what we're trying to do here.
It started right here in
It's the
Ontario.
exact opposite of what Doug just spent 10 minutes talking about.
Began to industrialize to take advantage of its resources and its location and its people to help grow the economy.
Exporters import shit and do value added, high class of humanity work.
Now, tens of thousands of Canadian manufacturers in Ontario making everything.
This has nothing to do with Ontario or
boxes,
keeping the money
the auto parts, the circuit boards, adhesives, cleaning products, food products, toilet paper to steel.
Adhesives for what? The body panels, BMW, how many of those they sell in this
Well, they employ
in or out of Ontario.
750,000
come up with anything
people, but they support many more families and communities, and they use high technology equipment and tools, and they leverage our natural resources and the skills of our workforce. Many of them pivoted to make PPE during the crisis.
A high type of technology.
The products we need to get through the
high
crisis.
tech, because it is high in its content of tech. It's a slur, an epithet from fucking Americans and Chinese speaking on the fucking internet.
And those people who make the parts, the products,
high
the ingredients that we sell.
It's high in technology, moron.
So we're putting out a call.
You're gonna buy things
to
from this moron. No, you're not.
This province to register their products on the Ontario Made website, to obtain the Ontario Made logo and labels and start using them on their proudly made.
It doesn't even make sense.
Products. Soon the site will offer searchable database of Ontario
just spent 10 minutes talking about us buying things made in Ontario. What are you talking about?
And those
exporting things that we're going to pay you to certify it's made here. Why would we do that? It makes it more expensive for us.
And we're asking all Ontarians to sign up on the website to receive the latest information on Ontario Made.
You know what's made
here. The product design.
You don't, because you're an exporter. You drive a Benz, don't you?
Ontario represents
You got
close to
Japanese trees in your
45%
yard,
of Canada's manufacturing production.
bathroom, and all that other
And
bullshit,
as we
right?
recover as a province, we know that manufacturing and the
All
good
those
jobs
gas
it
fittings are
provides will be at the
12.5% lead.
forefront of
Did you
rebuilding
know
our
that?
economy and our
But
trade.
no,
So our call to all manufacturers is to visit
association that allows
supportontario.ca. You see the logo behind me. Register their Ontario-made products and start using the logo immediately. Thank you so much for the support of the government.
Oh, you mean you're a private company? Oh!
We'll go to the phone line for
You have
questions.
nothing to do with government?
It's one question and one
That's how
follow-up.
you make your money.
First question comes from Lucas Meyer from News Talk 1010. Please go ahead.
Hi, Lucas. Thank you very much. Actually, my first question is for Minister Lecce, if that's possible.
Absolutely. We weren't even going to invite him because he's going to get all the questions.
Minister, you mentioned yesterday many times that the goal was conventional classes in school 5 days a week. However, this morning, Mayor Tory said he's contacted both GDSB and the Catholic Board to work with them to try and find empty space for that to actually happen. If those conversations are going on, is that not a sign that A, that's going to be necessary in order to actually have school full time, and B, if those conversations are going on, do you think you should take some sort of active role in supporting that endeavor?
Yeah, thank you. The motion that the Toronto Public Toronto Public District School Board put out yesterday is calling on the federal municipal governments and the province to collaborate on the way forward, and obviously the province staying ready to work with all the district school boards in the
he'll give you money he doesn't have.
Reopening plan. And we've asked, to be fair, of these boards for 3 plans because we want to be ready for every circumstance and every challenge that can take place in the fall. And what parents have asked of us most clearly,
Homeschooling,
including folks here in the city of Vaughan, is that they want us to be ready to ensure the continuity of learning is not in any way undermined because of what the challenges of COVID in the fall. So that's our
Can you
obligation.
explain
That's
why
we
you
put
take
more
kids that
funding
have learned their
in place, to
entire
continue
lives
to
in
work with
French,
Toronto and other
nothing but
boards across the
French, and
province
put them
on
in grade
innovative
6 in
solutions to
English?
those challenges. But the fact remains,
And how
the
that
best
isn't
way forward
discriminatory
is to
against
be ready for
blacks
the 3
since
circumstances we've laid out: in class day to day,
part of
5 days a week with heightened safety protocols, an online option should we need it, should we have to close schools again, that it's strengthened, it's consistent province-wide, and finally a blended option that cohorts and caps the numbers of children in a class for more than 15. That is a prudent step forward. We're going to continue to work with Dr. Williams, the Chief Medical Officer, to provide more details to the sector so that we can continue planning and do it with success in September. But obviously, we'll continue to work with Toronto, with the district school boards in these urban and rural settings on their planning as we get closer to August 4th, the deadline where they have to submit them to the province.
Follow-up?
Thank you very much. And Premier, I will ask you a question, as I'm sure you will get others today.
3 weeks and 1 day.
We've seen in the past the government has laid out some pretty big
16
announcements,
days that
announced them on Monday or later on in the week. So just curious if you think that's going to happen this coming Monday.
I'm not too sure. I'll have to get back to you on Monday, but we're having some great announcements next week. But I just have to stay tuned. Lucas, you're smart, buddy. Very smart.
Next question?
Next question comes from Travis Damrash from Global News. Please go ahead.
Hi, Travis.
Hi there, good afternoon, Premier. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So, Premier, I spoke to Kingston's mayor just now. He told me that his office has had a number of complaints about voters that are skirting U.S.-Canada border regulations. So I'm just wondering how concerned you are about that and what you would say to voters.
Are you talking about U.S. residents living here, Travis?
Yeah, well, both situations. I guess on the wake.
He doesn't want to specify because you're supposed to fucking assume something and be stupid.
You know something? I apologize. I thought you said voters up in Kingston, up there by the Thousand Islands. Well, I had a great conversation, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, with the Deputy Prime Minister, and I said very clearly, I'm not in favor of opening up the borders July the 21st. You know, our borders, as long as the goods and products are flowing, which they have been, and I love our American neighbors, but not right now. Come and visit us when things cool out and calm down, especially south of the border. And this is a perfect example. All the credit that goes to the people of Ontario, that we're in such a better position than our friends south of the border. I read a couple articles about Melbourne in Australia there. They had to shut down again because they opened up. I read an article about Israel that in May they were out there saying, okay, let's all go up there. And guess what? Now they're shutting down. So we're going to be very cautious on the borders. We're going to be very cautious about opening up. Eventually we'll get there.
Follow up.
And Premier, something called the, excuse my language, Pontotoc Pickup Party is happening this weekend on Lake Erie in Norfolk. It's said to be, quote, North America's biggest boat party, drawing 2,000 plus boats and 10,000 plus people for a day-long Mardi Gras style party in the water. Now, the OPP are advising people to adhere to public health guidelines and stay in social bubbles. But there's not many Americans that attended this party as well. You said, and you said again, that you don't want to see scenes like we have seen in the United States, of crazy parties south of the border amid a global pandemic. Why is this party being permitted?
It's not a permitted event,
it's right.
stupid.
You know, and they're American friends again, and I love you, but stay at home. We'll have time to come over on boats and trains and planes and everything else, but
you know you get fucking stopped by
I'm just not in favor of this.
Show the fuck
stay
up.
On their own boat or pleasure craft, wherever they bring over.
It's not happening.
Within Ontario.
He's implying that Americans are just coming across the border wherever they want in their boats.
It's not worth it. Believe me. I know everyone's, pressuring me. Let's open up stage 3. We're going to get there. But the same people will be coming after me saying, why did you open up too early? So I'm going to make sure we're careful and we go by the guidance of our medical health team, our public health team. We have some of the brightest doctors in the entire country around that table, and we're going to make sure we listen to them.
Spy satellites are trained against Norfolk all the way along the IB.
Socially distanced. That's the golden rule.
You've been listening to Premier Doug Ford here on 680 News, the premier manufacturing facility in Woodbridge today called Artistic Skylights. He was thanking those businesses and others who have made a pivot, essentially changing their production lines to make personal protective equipment. Now, the government at the same time saying they want to increase exposure of Ontario-made products, whether it's being identified through a website or even a particular sticker. They say consumers will be able to see the products and then support their neighbors and friends. We'll have more of what Premier had to say coming up at the bottom of the hour. This portion of 680 News has been brought to you today by Alexanian Carpet and Flooring.
All you assholes refuse to sell me what I want. Well, I'm doing it for business to make a profit, so I'll do it how I want to do it. Exactly.
California Shutters. Now during Alexanian's Refresh Your Space sale, you'll find 7th Avenue California Shutters on sale at 40% off. They're modern, washable, and come in a variety of colors and louver sizes from 2.5 to 4.5 inches. These shutters are the ultimate in light control. Visit Alexanian.com for the location nearest you.
Louis Carnival here, president of Northern Financial Group. It's renewal time for your company health and dental plan.
Black bandana, black and green bandana, 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 black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green. On that gang shit, on that we don't play shit. Let it spray shit, flossing ain't okay shit. Let it bang shit, let your colors hang shit. On that crazy shit, chopper spit and flame shit. Know you hate shit, know you mad today, bitch. We done made it, off the block we skated. Massachusetts, made its way to New York State. Puzzle piece gang, we can take this whole country. One block at a time, bricks and halves, quarters, dimes. Flip it one more time, stacking paper, godless crime. Facts are shit, you dealt with on the real quick. Extra clicks, plastic bullets in the tin. Black bandana, black and green bandana. 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 Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. 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 Tony Montana, you ain't got your shit on us. Now, grow up children in the park because we give no fuck. Grow up your flag, grow up your signs and represent. We with the crew, no KT guns, slit your neck. We dangerous like Buster Bus in 97. We aiming bust and you wanna stay way to heaven. I'm about to life to get the back to fucking white. I got that heart that's soft, I cook that fucking white. In my kitchen, serving beans, feeding addiction. My money straight, this life I lazy fucking bitchin'. I waving flags of black and green like LA Crips. But we ain't them, this puzzle piece can't heal, bitch. Black bandana, black and green bandana. 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 Black bandana.
It's too bad this won't fall this way. I gotta keep it.
Black bandana, black and green bandana. 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 Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. 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 On that gang shit, on that we don't play shit. Let it spray shit, flossing ain't okay shit. Let it bang shit, let your colors hang shit. On that crazy shit, chopper spit and flame shit. Know you hate shit, know you mad today, bitch. We done made it, off the block we skated. Massachusetts, man, we the New York State. Close up peace game, we can take this whole country. One block at a time, bricks in half, slow it down. Flipping one more time, stack and beat the goblins crime. Facts are shit, you dealt with on the real quick. Extra clips, glass and filter to the tin. Black bandana, black and green bandana.
These back computers to work.
Black and green bandana. Black
You idiots, I need like 10 grand a month, every month, forever.
Black and green bandana. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. 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 Tony Montana, you ain't got your shit on us. Now, grow up children in the car because we give no fuck. Grow up your flag, grow up your signs and represent. We just ain't true. We can't keep guns, slit your neck. We dangerous like Buster Bus in 97. We aiming bust and you wanna stay way to heaven. I'm about to life to get the back to fucking white. I got that heart that's soft, I cook that fucking white. In my kitchen, serving beans, feeding addiction. My money straight, this life I leave you fucking bitching.
Everything to do with the sickle cell and hyperpigmentation is coming out of focus. Nothing else is coming out of focus. How do you fucking
black bandana, black and green bandana.
Well, that's paranoid. Take a photograph of money and try to print it, and it won't.
Black and green bandana.
Tell me I'm paranoid. It's been programmed into the fucking digital equipment. It's been behaving analog since fucking 1980.
Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green.
If I click this box ever by accident, it counts as holding it for 5 seconds and it undoes it. So I want to use this function. I have to give myself 32 seconds.
Black bandana, black and green bandana. Black bandana, black bandana, black and green. Black bandana, black bandana. Black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green, black bandana, black bandana, black and green.
Yeah, you know when you're trying to get shots of me that when my eyes are actually shut, they're not. They're not. I don't know why you people fucking read. These people will read every piece of paper they think is in my file, and then disregard all of it. I say I've been getting screamed at by white people my whole life. Oh, you're sleeping. You're sleeping. I'm looking right at you. I can't see your eyes. Yeah, because you're a blind old white person. That's in the fucking files. And yet I'm making it up, but they keep doing the same thing to me. Yeah, every fucking time this screen freezes, I get a shot of myself at some point in the past. It's either edited or frozen conveniently. They keep trying to show me either my eyes rolled back. Now, I know I don't do that, so that's edited. Or my eyes closed, because these people think you die. Either you die and your eyes are open and rolled back, or they just close because it's sleeping. And they keep trying to relate suicide disease to death, putty more, and sleeping. And there's no connection to any of them. They keep trying to get in my head with this, because I'm too ignorant to have read all those books. And these people went to 2 years of George Brown College to be a counselor, so everything they do is confidential, but it's not privileged. Fuck, man, come on. The connection's not unstable. The connection's not unstable. Please, show me more articles. No, I know I just cleared these all out, so you're gonna act like I didn't, right? Oh, well, you rebooted your machine, so that, no, that's not how that works. You can keep making shit up all you want as to how I'm supposed to think this is normal. Yeah, somehow trying to click on a piece of text has something to do with processing the graphics. And the other, I saw that, except my eyes weren't closed. So, there's multiple processors in a graphics card and all sorts of other shit. So when I'm over here doing this, it has nothing to do with this. And I know I'm supposed to, oh, I guess my fucking box is too shitty. No, I'm not buying the new Apple II. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm cussing and bitching because it never takes this long to do anything except when I'm trying. Right. Only 7 minutes. Oh, I don't even have to. Control A, Control X. I'll just close this. I'll drag this back here. I'll deal with those things later. Oh, you're gonna ignore what I'm doing. That's great. But I'm not. I cannot proceed to the next step. So there's no way to trick me out of this, right? Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to the other way it was, so I can go to the next step. I'm not asking permission. Whatever exploit you want to use, you gotta wait till I go to the next step to use it. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Here it goes. Oh wow, you're flawless. Fucking flawless that time. Wow. I just did the exact same thing 2 times in a row. Right. Why such a difference between them? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, that's interesting. No, I'm paranoid and mentally ill for talking on this subject. This goes back to 2003 and parents at Sick Kids Hospital refusing to have their kids tested for things. Right. This country will not allow you to know the gender of your child because you're going to kill it otherwise. Because 48% of the births carried to completion are female. So obviously that means we're killing. What are you talking about? Yeah, 52% are not. No, but see, you send the guys off to war and they die somewhere. So there's no inequality there. Oh, but the test for every fucking disorder that could get your kid discriminated against in every possible way, they want to force down your throat, except sickle cell. They will not, they won't even tell you what sickle cell is. You have to be a highly educated racist to know what sickle cell is in Canada.
Bandana, black and green bandana. Black bandana, black and green bandana.
It literally took an hour to go from seeing that link to getting it out there. That's a billable hour, Mr. Agent. And the best part is they gotta do everything twice. Your union has your back, yeah. Your union gets a percentage of what you make. Because they're your pimp, because you're a whore. So where are you gonna get the money from?
These fuck niggas really talking like a sick. See me on the strip, they ain't walking with a stick. Hit him in the rib, now we giving them the dirt. Stupid shit. Drop the Addy, come get chilled and fly through you. Sip through the street, bitch, will fly you. You watch your man get done in, try to lie me, hit me with a hammer. Shit back, grimy. You a lying bitch, you a thought, you slimy. Bottom lines you saying, we ain't lying. Talking about he was in my arms, I was crying. You a stupid goof, you were in stations. Talking to the cops now, bitch, you were basic. Fly high Dustin, now he's a skeleton. Shouldn't try to kill me now, bitch, he's a gas man. He was in your basement smoking that crack on other heads. It's your turn at villain. Talking about he's gonna get me, bitch, are you illin'? If you come to region park, nigga, you be missing. Toss him in the river, he's swimming with the fishes. Should've shut your mouth, you're part of the disses. Now it's on to live, you a ugly bitch. We know your coochie stinks. Do something about it, on team money. All for the links, all for the clout. You should've took another route. Little nigga, said it smells like sauerkraut. That's tough, but last but not least, you think you're free? It's on to Britney. You don't want the polys, I promise you don't. Run up in your house, kick you out like Pop Smoke.
Oh yeah, dude, I was still smoking that last joint when I got this. It's good. If you get one where they're both backwards, it's like winning the fucking Powerball. Hey, your traditions and ceremonies ain't based on nothing either.
Yeah, we rip for the street niggas, man. The voice of the streets, the black top. Yeah, the niggas that be on the soil, you on the turf out here, boy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Moleque eu gazelle, com ange. Eu dessinei pro mundo com ele. Eu consegui vai a pé.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by?
What you got? What you got? What you got? No start down, nigga, cause I'm in your spot. Give it up, nigga. I'm the hot shot, so you wanna get shot. Any nigga out here might feel the pop. My 9mm gonna make you drop. I talk about my 9 cause the shit's so hot. When shit goes down, he's ready to pop. He's stressed out, and I'm trigger happy. I gotta take the life and it feels so nasty. Believe me, this shit ain't easy. I'm a nigga with attitude, so fuck you pussy.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do?
Over like Silver arresting you.
What you gon' do when
just kidding, we're just testing you.
What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? Rough like a roof, so snitch to the cops. Me, I cock back, let it go for the power. Bullets fly by like a breeze in the summer. Cold dog set, MPLCTE, RIP, and KSP, HOTSHOTIGSME. Yeah, it's me, I let my book. Yeah.
This is the strangest piece of fucking, not the legislation, but the, I want to say case law. Everything that comes after this law is so strange.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when the bullets fly by? Pop, pop, when you hear
okay, what the teacher said, the teacher thought the letters would pop up instantly when you press them. I'm still
might get shot. I'm the hot shot, so you gonna get shot. Any nigga out here might feel the pop.
Knowing where the button is without looking is important when you're on your fucking cell phone.
The shit's so hot. When shit goes down, he's ready to pop. He's stressed out, and I'm trigger happy. I gotta take the life, and it feels so nasty. Believe me, This shit ain't
This is
easy.
not
I'm a
applied to
nigga
me.
with attitude, so fuck
If I point
pussy.
this
I'm
way,
gonna
this
slide
person's
by, I'm gonna slide by. What you gonna do when I'm gonna
You
slide
can look at my
by?
skin and see I got, oh shit, a genetic blood disorder.
What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them
Yeah, these people can see, and then they still think they're plausible that I do. Oh, well, I don't know what you are. You won't call me white, because we had that argument. Yeah, somebody's house got burned down or something. Our same people don't stop fucking around. If you're going to be racist, they can't help you when the guns break at night, because I ain't run deep, right in that rush. I don't keep
I let my bullets fly high,
enough.
shooting at you niggas like kites in the sky. Blue beams, I'm killing this rap shit. So what you gonna do when my bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? Everyday niggas talking shit. Like they talking
It's 1:45 in the morning in Beijing, I don't know this.
but they not, nigga.
They don't know much interesting at night, eh? 1:45 in the sun, so who the fuck knows? It's gonna be that Chinese soap opera again.
It's your boy.
There's Chinese soap opera and there's that Hong Kong soap opera. They're like a little different, huh?
Cold dog.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not soap opera. It's a legend of an empress.
Moulin de Gazelle, Concon Ange, je dessiné pour le monde, quoi. Je conservé par le fait.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by?
Yeah, how the fuck?
Pop, pop, when you hear it lock. Down, nigga,
cause I'm in back like I lean again. What the fuck? No, see, that's my like weird thing. Oh, I know what happened. The food container jumped up into the back plate and the spoon hit
my 9mm gonna make you drop. I talk about my 9 cause the shit's so hot.
That's right. The spoon and the container box. So I wasn't touching either of them because I would have to. If I was touching the spoon, it wouldn't touch me here. If I was touching the container, it wouldn't move. So I was holding the coffee
I'm a nigga with attitude, so fuck
sugar container.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you
Don't say
gonna do
can't.
when them
About
bullets fly
physics around thermodynamics, all that shit. Those laws don't apply.
Like a goose or snitch to the cops. Me, I cock back, let it go for the power. Bullets fly by like a breeze in the summer. Cold dog set MDLCTE, RIP, and KSP, HOTSHOT. ITSME, yeah, it's me. I let my bullets fly high, shooting at you niggas like kites in the sky. Blue beams, I'm killing this rap shit. So what you gonna do when my bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by?
I'm trying to remember ASL finish stuff.
Everyday niggas talking shit. Like they tough in this motherfucking street.
Yeah. Moulin de Gazelle, Concon Ange, je dessiné pour le monde, quoi. Je conservé par le fait.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when the bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? Pop, pop.
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Playboy Bandit. Double up. Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Playboy Bandito. Rockin' my man Tycho here, Vintage Vault, Maximum FM Hip Hop Radio. Holla at your boy, 90 Nickel Money Talks. Yeah. Some real smart shit right here, you know what I mean, my nigga? You know?
The Pink Island, she's got purple in it. Oh, this piece has the little chunks. You're not gonna see it.
Money talks.
It's the little purple pieces.
You got a street life. Yeah. Playboy Bandito. Bitches know my stilo. The ladies man with a ego. Big like you ain't even know. Make you bread, you need dough. You can't trap it, you need a hoe. Waste time getting drunk and high. Y'all need to leave that weed alone. Ball up, weed alone. You can smell my weed cologne. Trying to find a style like mine is you gon' need a clone. My nigga, the streets is mine. I don't need a bone. I don't need a label to sign me for me to blow. I already know that my vibe is unbelievable. Too stronger than I, that it's about time for me to go. Lay back when I'm chill, gotta face the ladies still. It made it through the 80s and looked like a baby still. It's the streets that made me, and your shit's crazy still. But still I like to party like I just got a deal. Money talks is the movement, street life we've been doing. I like to introduce my crew.
The bio stereo made it. Everybody just bought. You read, I forget. See, I'll never be able to touch, but he just threw together. It'll be on his Facebook page, coordination or something. Oh, if my Facebook worked, I'd be watching these instead of doing this. Get it going. So I blame the government for that, too. Paradoxically, the more the government tried to cut them down, the more free time they had to do more ruckus racing.
Trying to get up in the game, assholes. Thinking you in my lane. About that game, just put a couple lame assholes. Put a real nigga in a Maserati. Matter of fact, just pay on. Stop running around popping wilders. Stop running around popping pictures. Instagram's getting rich and they ain't gonna take you with them. Why you wanna be a victim? You don't really need attention.
There's this whole subgenre of rappers who say things like they're giving you good advice. It sounds like a catchy piece of good advice, but no matter how many times you analyze it, it doesn't mean anything. Like the other idiot, I'm copying bricks, trying to get rich, not selling nicks, get your money up. Okay, so you're gonna do this the hardest way possible? Really? You're gonna get rich? Sure you are. You know, what a real nigga say, cop the brick and shit by the piece. You know, buy the orange, peel it, and handle the slices here.
Just wanna see permission, you ain't gonna beat resistance. There's only one way to win, and nigga gotta stay persistent. All I do is eat, flip, crack, fuck, hoes, get money. All I ever do is eat, flip, crack, fuck, hoes, get money. In the world around town, everybody been saying I got money. You need money, cause I throw money, and I blow money. This right here, old money, not new money. This shit some blow money, this shit some old money.
You got it. Yeah. You got it. Double up.
close, don't get close, we
Big
get close
coincidence.
to me right
Everything
in.
went back to functioning
Get close to
perfectly
me right
as
in.
soon as
Don't
the
get
applause
close, we
started.
get close to me right in. If I ain't in the
Huge
hood,
coincidence.
OT grinding on the run at the spot where the cops can't find nobody knows. Where the cops can't find them on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them. If I ain't in the hood, then I'm OT grinding on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them. Where the cops can't find them on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them. Living life as a duty if you really wants to hurt me. Enough people following me, my whole fam dissing me. Love is like chemistry, I ain't got shit to feed. I'm on my own, you think they care if I fucking breathe? God bless me, and I ain't even in the mood to sneeze. Mood to squeeze, shit that hit it off like the breeze. Do this rap shit with ease. Used to rock for the peace. First one to duck low and shoot when it's time to squeeze. First one to go OT for the longest get squeezed.
Like Dennis and Menace, and now we rob man.
Bitches looking at tender life and he's still living, still gripping. God bless my niggas in that whole prison screaming DBS. Don't get close when them brains hit the front page or back streets. My wife is will go get focus and have them switched up all in 1 second. Focus and have them switched up all in 1 second. Don't get close, we get close, we ride and get close. We get close, we ride and don't get close, we get close, we ride it. If I ain't in the hood, then I'm OT grinding on the run at the spot where the cops can't find nobody knows. Where the cops can't find them on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them. If I ain't in the hood, then I'm OT grinding on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them. Nobody knows. Where the cops can't find them on the run at the spot where the cops can't find them.
You know, it's kind of fun. It's not how I see it, but even if you try to label us as white, my dad still had kids with 2 different black women. That pisses off white guys and some black guys. Like Mark the Dark Mark Saunders.
Don't get close, we get close, we ride it. My nigga fuck my accent, she gave me dome after she did, so I dashed her. I had a pastor, then he even cussed one word when I slapped her. Turned it to a whore, stripper, dancer, taxer, axer, life coach master. Found a sick chick, her mother.
I must stab somebody in the gut and got away with it.
Got some girls in the hotel.
Yeah, see, you didn't do nothing to my dad when she fucking brought next man around and jerked him. You ain't nothing, dog. You do it. Barely not.
In the hood, then I'm OT grinding on the run. Yeah. Times is hard, no doubt, different ways to struggle. No stranger to the bag, get a failure to raise a hustle. Plus what? About $20 for a day's work. Out of luck, I turn a white tee into a gray shirt. Ain't no punk on me, maintain Hollywood respect. Do my thing, I get the look and jet. Got the good connect, no stranger to the snipe game. Cheeks taste like cigarettes. From the butts on the ground that I round, used to filter in no sleep devil. Yeah, cracker, that's only dead time. Personified a subway train. On the red line from Hollywood to Hershey. Puts up, heads down, holding them a cursing. Call it a conversion. If I only knew a camera crew to follow me in person. No A&E, you wanna see, pay the fee, get a job, can't say to me so angrily. I got one, you idiot. I work double shifts, y'all don't see the pain, and that's where the trouble is. Imagining that generation or X stabbed in the back. Dirty Negroes, good kids, hurting people. Mom didn't raise me like this. Wipe the hate from my lips, blood and H in the mix, drip all the way to my wrist. Yeah, I know what an atheist is. I live forever as a blood stain. My name will exist in this bathroom stall. How I last you all, push the plunger, catch tags and blast the wall. Ain't no telling where I can go from here. Hope I'm clear. I see through the smoke and mirrors. I live harder on purpose to provoke my peers. My life is overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. It's overrated, man. I've been a joke for years. And I don't need to tell y'all that times is hard. Hey, you don't need to tell me that I've been scarred. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Paint behind these bars. Need a minute, put my mind on pause. Hollywood, pull my back, my feet gon' shine these stars. One hit, one fist, one more time. I toss, spike in my wrist. Crucify me, climb the guy. Hey yo, good times, bad times. Hollywood sign, fat line. Slip them to the dawn to your flat line. I stick the fake with the chrome with a black nine. Skid roll, no place to call a home. If you lack spine, if you can whip, yeah, you can roll. Yeah, that's fine. See these dudes forgot their PD rules. I read graffiti like moves while I PT cruise. Lit the fuse, hit the pipe early like hitting snooze. I lit the fuse, hit the pipe early like hitting snooze. I never wanna wake up, perpetual insomniac. In retrospect, I guess it sounds better when I'm on the track. Need a storm at, I'm in drug court, I'm in that white
Boom, balls are black, I do all of that. Call me back, let me know though. This the no-nos. Running from imaginary people, no logos. Rip the photos, hot boys, your sister photos. Mr. Monkey, water mixed with cocoa. Swift Juicy dish, the loco. The bright and sunny shit. $60, yeah, in the soul. Too quick, that's the money quick. Stay come with this, yo. When's this guy leaving? I bounced from the teller quick, now I'm dry heaving. Still got the cash though. Delivers my game. Black gold, deliver my pain. My aim, don't remember my name.
So if I guess from the other tracks on that particular account and everything, approximately when that came from, and the way he talks and all sorts of things, the imaginary people know logos is us. Shadow people dressed in all black, people that buy the brand new hat and still black out the logo. Remember us? Motherfucker, I don't know if I started that or not, but I started doing it before I saw anybody else do it.
Yeah, the city is straight.
And I keep, whenever they says that, we're gonna get a book. No logo, about advertising. We're not doing Where's My Country right here, Michael Moore. I got 2 copies of The Cane Mutiny. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, motherfucking super neck, man. The neck motherfucking daddy, nigga. Experience going up, nigga. Oh, yeah. I just took a black booty down before I wrote this, just so I could better exhibit to niggas with cokies. You niggas is miserable and hopeless. I don't fuck with you jokers. You look in my eyes and you can tell that I'm focused. Staying up late night for the smokers. 7 ounces on the chokers. Hypnosis, jacuzzi, water, soap. Lava. Beat you like a pinata. My niggas shooters not the type to put the fire to the cuchara. On the run from La Jara, Lo Mono, La Pole, Lo Puerco, the pig, the po, the minute, the one time trying to lock me for dumb crime. Show up at the bar where I unwind. Nigga play their gun, perfecting the sunshine. Map me to this life that ain't for the buttercup. Open up a little boutique and they assume it's a cover up. Naturally, half-fashionally. Toss a couple drops of water in the work and watch it define gravity. Bougie women call me your majesty. Accurately slap the key and have it bring the pack with me on the trapper's free sauce. When I used to share my juniors, niggas would laugh at me. Now they watching son dancing like Bush Cassidy. I'm on top of the game. Feed a shorty couple dunkers and watch her hop on the plane. Feel the cool breeze that come before the tropical rain. Mix in the soda, drop it in the flame, and then I chop it for change. Unexpected, come on. Break your heart. Yeah, this niggas is mad. They come make
gone in a circle forever.
Believe a little guppy ate the shark. Unexpected, come on. You break your heart. Niggas mad, they couldn't make a spawn. Couldn't believe it, the little guppy ate the shark. I had to laugh at niggas. I hate to use the N-word. Move dope for hope, cause I've been broke. We chopping up the coke. We got the block rocking like the boat. The block we chopping like it's soap. The fiends be on the float. And if a nigga diss, grab the rope. We jump real high, suicide. The left is how the homies ride. Time with phony lies. Lines be like genocide. Renegade. Lemons to lemonade. Forgive me for my Senate. Drug dealing, fly Lennox, Latin women. Medellin, this is Ochoa's return. Really squad boys have learned. This would ever be my turn. Stack chase, never let it burn. Slicker than your wig on a perm. Make it never see the God. Yeah, I break bread with see the God. The feds see me how I feed the squad.
Well, I haven't been burning up blood cells the last couple days. I hate that. I get bit like 20 times in a row. I can feel it tingling all the fuck over the place and shit. My spleen starts hurting and shit. I can't afford that. I got some blood cells. All the fucking scab-looking things fell off. And I got open holes going into my fucking muscles, whatever it is.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ruckus. Lying hard like Van Dams on the sand, going ham. My guns don't jam. Fuck with friends, like sky at the end. Blood dance, take your chance. Fake boss get tossed.
fuck a cop. Me got bodied by a singer nigga. A 6-star 2 chain, kid told them, yeah, you showed them. Street Star Wars, battle cars, fuck narcs. I'm a street car, ready for war. Big trick, kill True, and True need to tell you in the graveyard. Sticky Dash says, fuck Black History Month. That bitch is dumb. 2016 Oscar is racist. Trump is a ghetto gun. He grew up on a run and killed the neighbors. The neighbors, nothing good. Kill all you haters. Turn kids to believers. Still making moves, you're losing. We're winning. Ain't cut from the same cloth. Nigga, you're soft. Gun blaze a clown. You can't come to the 6. Big shout out to Don Gotti. Junior till like B.I.E. Rattle dance, baby. I miss my 10 guns and gang fights. Selling heroin and hard. Changed my life forever. Starting rap biz at 8 was clever. Gonna start a blow up or grow up. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, what's up?
Gotta stop doing it that way.
Your hood don't give no love. My hood don't give a fuck. Your hood don't give no love. My hood don't give a fuck. We're ready for war.
What a fucking great tomato. Why is it biting me?
We're ready for war. Nigga, what's up? We're ready for war. We're ready for war. We're ready for war. Nigga, what's up? Your hood don't give no love. My hood don't give a fuck. Your hood don't give no love. My hood don't give a fuck. We're ready for war.
How that wasn't there.
We're ready for war. Rap so that record, Team Rockers, Mervin, Randy and Marley and Seychelles. Mervin and MPL. Honey the Diva is the CEO because I'm the fucking president. Yeah, Gordy in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We got niggas everywhere. Dragon, Danny, everybody, man. Niggas try to connect now. New motherfuckers. Yeah, it ain't happening. No new niggas allowed. This is the team right here. Bitch. RapFullDeathRecords.com, GenesisTheRockers.com. Honey the Diva is mixed it. One Life to Live is out right now. Pussy.
De bak saffen met mijn zak kosten centen maandelijkse toeslagen voor iets dat kan niet betalen kan. Johan, dinero, parafloes, mal plata. Babylon brandt in de band van Satan. België, walks like a dog, talks like a dog, looks like a dog, so it must be a Thailand. Panama Papers, F35's, premies, mandaten, allemaal zeven. Frauduleuze quiz en twisserij, voor de voedselbank, doodgevroren daklozen in de grote steden. Meer en meer belastingen dan een afschakelplan. Vastgoed, maffia, gemeenteraadsleden. Veel te veel zaak voor veel te weinig vetzakken. Veel te veel redenen voor veel te weinig protest. Loop ik met de kudde mee, terwijl ik met de De bak saffen met mijn zak kosten centen maandelijkse toeslagen voor iets dat kan niet betalen kan. Johan, dinero, parafloes, mal plata. Babylon brandt in de band van Satan. België, walks like a dog, talks like a dog, looks like a dog, so it must be a Thailand. Panama Papers, F35's, premies, mandaten, allemaal zeven. Frauduleuze quiz en twisserij voor de voedselbank, doodgevroren daklozen in de grote steden. Meer en meer belastingen dan het afschakelplan. Vastgoed, maffia, gemeenteraadsleden. Veel te veel zaak voor veel te weinig vetzaken.
Here's why I'm having he's rapping for fucking
mee, terwijl ik met de ga lopen, kan niet langer verder zo. Alles is te duur voor mij. Alles is te duur voor mij. Je merkt het, ik weet niet meer voor mij.
He's rapping in 4 languages. And the English he's using is to say to me business English.
They trying to throw a gun on me. It's only allegations. If it was mine, it was in case they tried to run on me. 3 to 5 is what they got.
So now it's using up the overhead and giving us time delay. What is it, Mark the Dark Knight Saunders? What is it? Remember, 15 and 30-second snippets. See how many times it cuts in and out with like analog static and shit.
They trying to throw a gun on me. It's only allegations. If it was mine, it was in case they tried to run on me. 3 to 5 is what they asking, but I won't fight the play. Got a little daughter to raise, so I'ma fight the case. When I got that phone call, man, I couldn't talk the doc. You an angel, I'm white in that wooden box. That's the vision I could never remove. And if I go, it's cause I'm dancing with the devil in the heavenly room. That's like mixing water with oil and crippling with their blood in that. Fuck this game shit. I just really want my brother back. I want that joy put back in his mother's heart. I want them bullets reversed that hit his brother's car. When I back the ratchet, it had him acting the ways. And we ain't friends, this ain't back in the days. 2017, I probably put the map to his face. Fuck these shows, I'm strapped up at the back of the stage. I'll shoot it up and then I'll join the crowd. On my hit shit, while I'm running, disassemble it on some sick shit. Take the springs up so we won't shoot in ballistics. And that's how you get away with charges on some stick shit. Yeah, I was raised with the savages. Grew up with them savages, never ran in my average kicks. I only slap back and stood tall. And this rap shit ain't the only way I put my hood on. Put my hood on with a black mask and a broken strap. Still bang 6 and dented whips when I hold it back. While I roll with that in these streets, there ain't no holding back. Gotta move needing the street, busting an older strap. I got 7 in that fifth like my block number. 17 in the clip for my blockbusters. I ain't gotta wait for my team. This ain't no blockbuster. My young boy was 14 when he shot something. 15 in that Beretta he bust. I stay reppin'. I never changed my sweater in months. Even when I got knocked, nigga, I was reppin' the same. A week later, 10 bands just to get out the cage. Fake love, handshakes and hugs. There's 8 in the snub. That's 2 more than the 38 I gave to my cuz. And if you know me, you know that I've been real. Since a little youth, on the block riding big wheels. But I'm a lot older on this block with the big steel. Peanut butter Glock left his brains on the windshield. Rock, paper, scissors, spin kick like a windmill. 4/5 clip hang lower than the windshield.
Say crime pays, so I'm outside with a nines wave. Dark clouds follow me everywhere I go. I'm hearing voices talking to me while I'm sleeping at night. Eyes open, can't move, get a person in sight. Premonitions and visions, you can see the red in my eyes like the red light underneath the black 45. How you got it done, but you ain't walking with it. It's like a pit bull locked in a cage. Truth through flesh when it bark after it bite. Flee the scene low key, quiet storm playing on a getaway. Roll a blunt to calm my nerves. Adrenaline still rushing through my veins. It was either me or him, so for that I couldn't complain. Simple message for you little niggas, better stay out the way. Touch my arms, then I bare arms. It's only right. I do you niggas like they did King, cause of hell that the red light. You try to reach, then I'm leaning with the mat. Broad day shooters, you know about this.
When I get some kind of vampire bat that eat these bugs and eliminate them,
And your flame lit, niggas coming through the alley. Yellow tape on your strip, hella shells on the floor. That's how my niggas do it when it's time for
back and
the
forth. Its stomach was exploding.
That's how my niggas do
Oh,
it when
it
it's
was
time
already full. This nigga's being greedy.
714G, nigga, fifth for the motherfucker, grind, nigga. Slosh well, all day, nigga.
Dead starving. Wow, bro. Wow, I blinked. Wow, look, I blinked again. Wow, I blinked again. Show me how well you can be gods. But every single time this machine freezes up, it's a weird fucking picture. Or you're gonna tell niggers how to get rid of bed bugs without spraying poison. They can't have that. I'm joking. I don't have to tell them they got fucking sickle cell. They're gonna do nothing.
Hey, yeah, the heartfelt shit, yeah, the heartfelt shit.
It's a shame. That was a good fucking public interference or whatever.
These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking snap, yo. I'ma make it there eventually. It's these cruel intentions, not to mention got me clenching. My chest hurt from the stress and these days I'm venting. Poetry healing these wounds that I once contained. Serenity fell, fed off these raps that I bring. These words help me escape. I say fuck a therapist. I hate mankind. I'm against all like a terrorist. In the arms of security, stolen away. Death stealing loved ones, let my soul astray. Reflect my past, so you see this life's been good. Chose correctively, even when pressured by the hood. I put my hands on steel, coke, the rock, and the slates before the way, cause I didn't need my life to be in decay. Some say it's the choices you make, and they do seal your fate. Either you're dead, one in the head, or in jail you pace. Reflection and regret in your course of fucking action. Cut off sin, ego, and your love and your passion. Infractions you said, melted your soul down to nothing less. A shell of life patiently waiting for the time of death. I made choices that have been good, ones that have been bad. You see how I'm living, so you know that I'm glad. I'm proud to say I'm steady and my life is set. I live like there's no tomorrow and never hold regrets, so don't hold your breath. Yeah, I never hold regrets, don't hold your breath, yeah. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me.
So wonder if we're on the right path. Cause if time is money, we're backwards in math. But there's something about my staff I can't put my finger on. Even when they're gone, the feeling lingers on. Before I know it, right to the break of dawn. We got this belief that won't let us stop. Everywhere we go, we're always getting props. Anyone that's heard us know we're going to the top, but we're not there yet. It's not a sure bet. No matter how this ends, I got no regrets. The first time I heard myself was on the net. People can't wait to see me on their TV sets. I got dreams of jets and feeding my family. Could this be preposterous? Thoughts about Grammys? What if it's not my fate, even though I flow uncanny? Am I supposed to force my way in? All guns blazing? Should I be selling drugs at the days in? Instead of writing verses at home on my days in? Now I'm in my living room pacing, joints and casing. More than anything, I want this for my wife. More than anything, I want this for my family's life. So roll up a dice, I mean it's all the chance. So I stay my battle stance, waiting to take over the lands. If you feel what I'm saying, please wave your hands.
These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually.
I like the way the microphone looks on this stand. I like the way the microphone feels inside my hand. It feels like I'm finally getting let out of my cage to this microphone. I begin to let out my rage. People coming up to me, they're trying to say you can't be an MC, so move out the way. But I step up because I always stand around. I'll take a fucking
I don't get it. So you pick the radio station, you refuse, you literally scroll through it. Now you want me to shut it off.
Nothing all about fucking fucking Jesus. I've opened up my mind and I've infused my heart. It's almost like a kind of city tearing me apart. I'm like 4,000 molding back into one. Using this microphone like I'd use a gun. Shot so loud, heard from Newfoundland to BC. Flooding your mind with the records from gangrene. Taking over this underground scene. People screaming out TKRET. I know that I can make it if I only believe. Because living my life, it's like living a dream. I wake up tomorrow and things aren't what they seem. But I know that I can make it. I know that I'll succeed.
These days I'm on empty, so don't
still not
fucking
seeing
tempt me.
what I just
I'ma
said.
make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. Yeah.
I didn't have this. Oh, so does the box. What happened to the light on the box? Like, seriously, what are you fucking doing? Like, I just don't understand the purpose. What is the intended result?
Hey. Yeah. The heartfelt shit. Yeah. The heartfelt shit. Check it.
These days I'm on empty, so don't fuck with them, yo. I'ma make it there eventually. It's these cruel intentions, not to mention got me clenching my chest, hurts from the stress and these days I'm venting. Poetry healing these wounds that I once contained. Serenity felt fed off these raps that I bring. These words help me escape. I say fuck a therapist. I hate mankind. I'm against all like a terrorist. And the arms of security stolen away. That's stealing loved ones, led my soul astray. Reflect my past, so you see this life's been good.
我諗起呢個睇人啦，上件事即係出街都即係唔做噶嘛，你會即係唔會做呢啲咁嘅嘢。但係咧喺當你在手打翻俾你嘅時候，即係走咗啦，翻緊屋企途中咧，原來佢係坐緊嗰啲公共交通翻屋企喎。即係打俾佢嘅時候已經係，
即係佢係好慳家咯，
好慳家嘅。所以佢有呢個即係動作嘅話，我覺得
即係佢影像嚟嘅，其實係即係佢不嬲都係賣
住家慳家好男人啦，
係啦，sell cheap 嘅，sell cheap 嘅。
唔係即係嗱，即係我覺得好唔好男人就見仁見智啊。但係至少咧，佢係啦，即係哥仔咁講，佢係 sell cheap 嘅。咁所以咧，連即係節目入邊咧都取笑佢話，唔怪之你咁耐都識唔到女朋友啦，咁樣即係慳到咁樣。
真係慘啊！咁但係有時嘅日本咧嗰啲綜藝節目咧，佢就係嗰啲創意有時你都要係佢，
特別係嗰啲整蠱人哋嗰啲啊，係啦，真係出神入化，
古靈精怪都俾佢諗到嘅，真係呢啲好奇嘅嘢啊！係好咁啊，亦都係講下，譬如即係喺娛樂圈咧，嗱好多人固然啦，即係發明星夢嘅人有好多，即係想入娛樂圈啊，希望咧可以一朝成名嘅咧，亦都大有人在。咁其實有啲人咧就想入娛樂圈之餘咧，但係佢哋未必一定想做幕前。
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
With the sunshine wave thing.
The classes, the doctors and nurses couldn't carry out their normal operations in the ward.
Yeah.
So these are very minor, small things.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are also very important things to help the medical workers to continue their work. And Wang Yong is often the person who will help them find people to fix their stuff, to help them solve all their problems.
Yeah, indeed. And his, contribution has great in high school, and then but later all the boys will surpass you. I haven't heard it before.
Okay, it's assumed that boys will definitely surpass girls in study.
Yeah, in studying in high school.
That's judgmental.
Yeah, but every girl knows that. I don't know why, but I think every teacher from high school, they are just trained to say that to every girl in high school, you won't be better than boys.
How did you take it? You think, okay, yeah? Or
no, I don't feel anything about that because I don't believe you. For me, it's like that. Because I won't believe in what you say. That's why I'm studying academic. I think I'm quite suited for it. But for other girls, I don't know. I don't know whether they just believe I won't be better than boys. Whatever, in whole life.
Okay.
Our first concern, please, Mrs.
Line up. Get the fuck out of here. How the fuck did you do that? No, see, I don't know exactly what and how you're doing it. I know it's easily done. You keep showing me with my eyes closed. I don't know what they're supposed to mean.
That time, a lot of the businesses have already stopped operation because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
But he managed it. He made it. He helped people.
Yeah.
I think that's why he inspired a lot of people, and that's why he got on this list. And he's not the only one there. We have talked about numerous such volunteers who made their share of contribution to the battle against the COVID-19 in Wuhan.
Yeah.
Without them, I think it wouldn't be like this. We wouldn't be able to end this battle so fast in Wuhan.
Indeed.
We feel really grateful to them.
Indeed, and he's Wang Yong is among those people who helped a lot, and also if you interview these people, they are really humble. And back in February, I came across this piece of information on China Daily. The reporter interviewed him and asked him why he tried so hard to help the medical staff, and his answer was quite simple. He said that they are the lifesavers.
Yeah.
And also he said everyone is working hard to help medical staff members. I'm just an organizer, and he said I'm very confident that we can overcome the epidemic. I've done what I could, and I will not regret it. And I want to say congratulations to all those people. Now it's already July, and we see that Wuhan and Hubei and actually almost almost every province here in China have actually won the battle. Actually, and most recently, Beijing has conquered the second wave of the pandemic. So I want to say congratulations. And this whole thing has involved so many people's effort.
Yeah, that's right.
And they work so hard, day and night.
He also inspired a lot of others. We talked about how the staff at the Wakanda Cafe sending free hot cafe
for free
to coffee to those medics, and they never thought about getting paid. So these are just actions that warm the hearts of not just the frontline workers, but all people there. Right. We still have people care about us, and we still have people who will support us no matter what. And that is, I think, that is incentive enough for the frontline workers, community workers, and everybody, in fact, to just try their best to save lives, to help contain the spread of the virus. And eventually we have come to this stage where we have the coronavirus very well under control.
Indeed. Okay, on that note, let's go to a break, and we have Michael Jackson with the song Man in the Mirror. Stay tuned.
Hello, lineup. I didn't know what I said before. I think you're
I
wonderful.
can't get that much money. It took everything
I'm
I
not going to argue with you, Mrs. Sprinkler. If you want to see your husband again, get another 10,000. But remember, no police.
521008.
Please listen to me. 10,000 is all I can get together.
I know that isn't true, Mrs. Sprinkler. I want $20,000, and I want it at 9 o'clock tonight.
Well, where? What do you want me to do?
Drive over to the Museum of Natural History, City Park. Park your car there by the fountain. Have the money in a bag. Just wait by the fountain.
Please.
Okay, Grace. Good job. He's off. Okay. Sorry, Ben. He wasn't on long enough. We lost him.
He wasn't on long enough. Because they were going to somehow trace the call in 1952. FBI. Lineup. What a horrible concept for radio.
公司嘅名義佢持有嘅，但係呢間公司嘅股東得一個啫，而佢並非呢個，而係佢呢個助手嘅子傳。我覺得基本上呢兩間1.5億嘅物業。
咁就係佢助手揸住咯。
講係即係啦，阿子傳揸手嘅喎。咁啊，
子傳呢個佢根本去入行做助手，唔係為咗幕後，佢真係由助手變成一個老闆喎，即係跳咗好幾級喎。
咪咯，咁同埋你諗下，即係作為一個老闆，係幾副佬先得㗎？啊，係咪？即係好豪呢個億幾嘅物業咁樣就交俾，咁當然咧亦都可以理解就係對於有啲藝人嚟講咧，佢嘅助手同佢嘅親密嘅程度，即係佢緊密嘅程度咧，分分鐘咧仲緊要過自己嘅家人，因為助手係由工作、起居、飲食一切嘅安排。
You know how disappointing it is?
而家
You know how disappointing it is to tune into the Congo?
即係佢老公或者老婆，有啲嘢都未必一定知，但係咧嗰個嘅助手咧就好清楚。咁所以其實同一眾嘅平時咧做老闆都一樣。即係如果你揾到一個好嘅員工。
David es gerente del departamento de internet y radio del sitio TheMushroomKingdom.net, que es el reino del champiñón al que pertenecía la princesa, en el que siempre estaban tratando de salvar o ayudar Mario y Luigi. Hello, David. Welcome to Ecuador.
WTMK. We're big in Ecuador.
Really? You're full of shit.
Check it out at themushroomkingdom.net.
Why? I got you right here. I'm going to the website now.
Get it in your radios. Any questions? Yeah, when do we start? Well, I'm staggering in. First card goes in at 4 o'clock. Anything else? I guess that does it, Pete. Okay.
Nice one. Israel and Hard 16K on gate 1. 4 o'clock.
How's it look, Ben? Well, seems like the best thing we can do. Try to sucker him into a trap. Yeah, I don't like it. Neither do I, though. This bird's really done a slick job. Not one lead. Nothing we can get hold of. Yeah. Anything new in the car? Not even a possible. Benny's got us. The whole force has been alerted. Drinkler's description's been broadcast every half hour since 9 o'clock last night. The kidnapper and the cars on the wire all over the country, and still he's got it.
But not M16s.
I don't want anybody taking a break until we get him. Right, though.
1911s, but no Glocks. That's right.
Well done.
Mausers,
hold it, Ben.
Lugers.
Yeah. Yeah? Okay, let's check it out. Bye. No. Man at the diner picked one. Guy named Charles Newton. Says he looks like the man who was with Drinkler. Here it is, Ben. The whole packet line. Where's the makeshift? Oh. Charles Edward Newton, male Caucasian, age 31, height 6 feet 2 inches, weight 162 pounds.
162.
Brown hair, blue eyes, last known address.
Hey.
5766
Years
Guilford. Previous arrest, narcotics.
That was a nice premonition for me, thanks. Fuck you,
There's a
buddy.
money sheet here. Yeah, there's not much on it. He's from Topeka, Kansas. Okay. Let me see this. Doesn't look much like a kidnapper, does he, Ben?
Oh,
No.
what's
a kidnapper supposed to look like?
You're not supposed to know what they look like. You're not big in Ecuador.
There's
You're
a
fucking
thing.
lying.
5768.
You're no bigger in Ecuador than anywhere else.
Well, at least the dog's at home. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
Police officers, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Please, you say?
Yeah.
You like to come in?
Well, thank you very much.
What is it? What's wrong?
We'd like to know your name.
Julie Newton, Ms. Newton, mine.
What's your husband's name?
Thad Newton, I'd like to know why you're here.
We're trying to locate a man named Charles Edward Newton. We understand he lived here once.
Oh, no, you're mistaken. Charlie never lived with us.
No? Well, then you know him.
Well, Charlie's Thad's brother. But he just had his mail sent here. He never lived here.
Well, do you know where he's living now?
We in trouble?
We just want to talk to him, ma'am. You know his address?
Oh, yeah, I have it written down. I have it somewhere. Here on the street. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's 35 Columbine Street.
Columbine?
Yes, 35 Columbine Street, Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, how long has he lived there, Mr.
Oh, months, I guess. Last time we saw him, he said he's on his way. Last 5 weeks ago, anyhow.
Do you know where he actually lived here in town?
No, Thad told me Charlie wasn't. Well, he got in trouble down there.
That's the Mexican.
John only came here twice.
That's not a girl.
Now, and then he called if he had any mail or phone calls, but he never let us know where he lived.
Did he have any mail or phone calls?
Once a girl called up. I think she was from a used car lot in town, but that's all. Charlie called up later and I told him about it.
Yeah, when was it?
Just before he left.
Did Charlie have a car?
No, I think he bought one from that lot.
Do you remember the name of the used car dealer?
Empire Motors, I think it's called. I'm not sure.
You know what kind of a car he bought?
Well, it's the one he drove by, and it's a real nice one.
Hmm?
He came by to give us this address just before he left. He was driving a real nice car. When I asked him if he's going to buy it, he said he thought he would. It was a used one, but it was very nice. Cadillac, a big black sedan.
There are so many messages in that last 2 minutes. I can't break them all down fast enough.
Just last month, man at the used car lot identified the mug, but sales slip showed Newton used the name Raymond Atlas. Same address on Gilpin. Yeah. Put out a supplementary APB. Fills out a lot better now. Had a complete description on Newton and the car. Yeah. He's somewhere in town. At least he was yesterday. Anything from Kansas City? Yeah, it just came in. No Columbine.
What was that? $10,000 bills.
Yeah. 3:30.
No, I don't know. We got a thin track up here.
Got anything out of Newton's brother? He said he didn't have much to do with Charles. Thought he might have worked as a cook in one of Drinkler's restaurants once. Didn't know. Checking him out. He set it up all right. Yeah, he sure did.
Hi, Ben Klein.
Hi.
I talked to the bartender and owner of the Curtis Bar. I remember Newton coming in there off and on for a year. Says he came in about a month ago and told everybody he was leaving town. Haven't seen him since.
Mm. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that's about the only place we had listed on his mama sheet.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Right.
he's covered up everything. Yeah? He's waiting for you in the garage. Oh, okay. Oh, did Small check in? Yeah, Mrs. Drinkler had a stroke. Bad? She's paralyzed on one side. Can't recognize anybody.
Aircraft plant must be letting out.
Yeah, they take the boulevard up to Profight.
Sure a lot of cars.
Yeah. That guy.
Huh?
Ticket.
What'd he do?
Cut out. Hit the radio, will you, Pete?
Oh, it'll be dark in another half hour.
Paper said the sun is set at 7:32 today. Right?
33 at 211, 23.5 Kirk. See the man. 99, a 415, number 312, Eldon Place. See the man.
Should be all set up now. Yeah, okay. 17K to Unit 304R. Come in.
304R to Unit 17K. This is Waldo. Go ahead, Ben.
Everybody set?
Stand by.
Roger.
Want to take Parkway for a while, Ben?
Yeah, why not?
You see that follow-up on Newton?
What?
1946, passed civil service examination for the department.
Huh?
Yeah. He was going to be a cop once. 304R to Unit 17K.
Go ahead, 304R.
Everyone's posted here, Ben. Nothing so far.
Okay, Bill.
Hey, Ben,
Huh?
up there.
Hold on, Bill.
34 early, 678?
Yeah, that's the car. 17K to 304R. Spotted suspect. License number 34 early 678.
Early?
Black Cadillac sedan. Headed east on Parkway.
Roger. 304R to Control 4. 304R to Control 4. Suspect traveling east on Parkway.
Hey, turn it off, Ben. Yeah. 17K. Suspect turned right at 27th Street. Now traveling north. We are following.
304R to Control 4. All units stand by.
Seen us, Ben. We'll have to run him, Pete. Let her go.
Unit 66, 68, 53 cover intersections at Randall Boulevard and 27. Units 35 and 22 move in on the nearest crossing to Randall and 27. 105A, 116K, 118K close in on intersections at City Highway and
2 police cars.
He's seen him.
Right against that sidewalk.
Yeah. Ah, there he goes, Ben. Newton! Look out, Pete.
You're walking on a hardwood
All right?
floor.
Yeah. Come on. Which way?
Toward those houses.
No. He's doubling back to the street. Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
stop, Ben. Began firing at everybody in sight. Yeah. Better get an ambulance. Yeah, come on. Sure smashed up the front of it. Yeah. Ben, over here. Find something? Sprinklers. Stuff from the trunk. Yeah. He was going to deliver. Yeah. The lineup. Where before you passed the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you the lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Carger, Sergeant Pete Carger. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call out the number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call these names. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure, I'll shoot
The lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie, with Jack Moyles as Sergeant Pete Carger, was written by E. Jack Newman, with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Hy Everback, Raymond Burr, Joe DeVal, Howard McNear, Peter Leeds, Virginia Gregg, and Gene Bates. The lineup was transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Novalle.
G-E-A-N.
OK 都係啊！我買咗張之後咧，我有啲 family friend 過到嚟咧，就見到啦，好過癮。
試一試咁樣。
跟住一問嗰個幾多咁樣，原本都我 OK 啦，咁樣一問完。
Oh, they're not all learning English. What's happening is they're taking loan work
the aggressive
from every
protocols that we have put in place that they will understand. Well, yeah, it really depends on how they carry out the disinfection work and how they practice social distancing. And sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, indeed.
It's tough. But I think maybe the only thing that we can feel a bit of relief is if they can only open the
why you not make B-19 virus the biggest thing in the world?
Because people won't be getting into enclosed space, and if there are enough gap between people's seats, if they go on rides, and if people will be strictly following all those preventative measures suggested by the government, wearing face masks, and the facilities can be disinfected thoroughly with every ride, which I don't know whether they can do that or not.
Right.
If they can all observe that, perhaps it won't be too dangerous.
I want to hear
these are a lot of the factors that you cannot really guarantee. First of all, will all the riders, will all the people visiting Disney be wearing a mask or properly wearing a mask? Will they be disinfecting their hands every time they touch something? Or if people will like to observe social distancing? These are all the questions you've got to answer before you say, well, we can make sure it's safe to open.
Actually, according to Disney, they say that their parade, fireworks, and most indoor shows have been suspended. Like what you said, the open door, outdoor activities will continue, but indoor shows have been suspended. And there will be no opportunities to hug Mickey Mouse or other costumed characters, and fingerprint scanners will not be used at park entrances. And also, Disney will require face coverings for all employees and visitors over the age of 2. And it will also take temperatures, leave seats empty on rides, and run loudspeaker announcements urging people to frequently wash their hands. And plexiglass partitions have been installed in the shops and restaurants. Also, Disney has added 4,000 hand sanitizing stations. Seems like they are trying really hard
to that new combination of letters.
Try to make sure that everybody can be safe and healthy, but it's not up to them to say that they can guarantee anything. It's just they need to pick up these follow these protocols. And interesting to me is the local county and state officials have approved Disney World's reopening plan, and also their unions representing roughly 48,000 Disney World employees have signed agreements with Disney to return to work under the rigid safety protocols, and also at the same time, up to this piece of news, many fans are ready to visit. And when Disney began taking park reservations on as early as June the 24th, because you can no longer walk up and buy a ticket there, so you have to book ahead of time. And from their data, it seems like many people are interested in coming back to visit Disney, and they have the surge of interest kind of crashed their booking system, and some reservation blocks were gone within minutes. And so all these elements has triggered Disney's decision and local government decision to reopen it. But there are some controversial elements in there, including not every employee within Disney are saying that they are feeling safe. For example, some Disney World employees have said they do not feel really safe returning to work under the conditions that Disney has laid out. And actors' equity, which represents about 750 Disney World performers, has been sparring with the company over coronavirus testing. And the union has demanded that Disney provide regular tests, and the company orchestrated the testing is not part of Disney's back to work plan for any of its park employees. And it's a little bit disturbing to some of the employees, especially for the according to Mary McCall, executive director of the Actors Equity Association. They think that it's not safe, and it's not, not everyone feel like at ease at this moment. So considering this, some of the employees are asked by the Disney to be still on furlough. So a spokeswoman for Disney's Parks and Experiences, Alana Hall-Smith, said in an email recently that Actors Equity members would remain on furlough, and quote, "We've decided to move forward with our phased reopening without their participation." And some of the very interesting rides, like Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios, may not be running, and because Disney is such a huge organization, company, and they have different divisions, different departments, and if you have a concern, then Disney said, well, you're not involved at this moment, which is, sometimes makes sense, because if those employees are reluctant, then they have the right to further, stay at home or remote working. Yep. And also, still there are some different opinions. For example, a Florida official, State Representative Anna Askamani, an Orlando official, favors postponing Disney World's reopening whatsoever. And she said, quote, "Disney is definitely trying to create a safe environment, but it does not make sense for any of these parks to be open right now." She believes that it's still a too early kind of action to do at this moment.
Right. I think it's not surprising people would like to come to Disney to have a bit of fun because they have been in lockdown for too long. People would like to have a bit of fun, and Disney would be a nice place for a lot of the parents to take their children for a visit, and also for young people, they'd love to just visit Disneyland to have a relaxing day too. So this is understandable. People would be very much interested in coming back to Disneyland, and that doesn't mean it could be the really sensible choice. We have seen that the Disneyland in Shanghai has opened for biggest organization many, I think a couple of months ago.
男女嘅嘢就係問大家，你覺得女人嘅眼淚
But until tomorrow, how can you ask me out?
A cowboy, really? Just a form of exercising. You're very beautiful.
Mr. Templar, if you keep me talking, how can I check your pulse?
Why bother?
To see if it's normal, of course.
If my pulse is normal when you check it, then I'm not.
Oh, you and your jokes. Oh, I forgot. You have another visitor.
Oh, blonde or brunette?
Redhead.
Oh, cute?
I think so. But you wouldn't.
No?
It's that nice young lieutenant from the homicide unit.
Oh, again. I suppose it would be pointless to tell him I'm out. What? The name, Templar? Obviously.
Come in, Lieutenant Barton. I was just going.
Thank you, Molly.
You're welcome, Lieutenant.
You don't have to ask, Lieutenant Barton. The answer is no. Thanks. Now what's the question? Have I remembered anything I forgot to mention about
that was a weird fucking way she phrased that.
No. This time I'm here with an invitation. Oh, a party. The morgue. And, the doctor told me I was past the critical stage. The picture morgue down in headquarters. More romantically known as Rugs Gallery. You want me to look at faces? Yeah, as soon as he's strong enough. Might just be that the guy who dumped McGowan left his face with us one time or another. Well, it would be a nice change in the routine. What will? Getting out of here. Hand in my clothes, Lieutenant. Now, wait a minute. You're not due to board this joint till tomorrow. Lieutenant Barton, are you a public servant? Well, I'm a cop, so I'm a public servant. Hand in my clothes. You sure? Positive. Besides, there's very little point in a patient staying in the hospital when he's making so little progress. Stirring up a concussion in 3 days' time isn't progress? I mean, with that nurse. I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, I know. You know? Uh-huh. Because I am? Oh. Don't look at me like that. Think we public servants gotta live too, you know. Well, come on. We'll go look at pictures. Well? No. This one? No. Take a look through these. No? Oh. I'll take this one. Huh? Oh, but how did a pinup girl picture get in you? I don't know, but it certainly breaks the monotony. This one? No. This? No. How about... No. One of these? Well. The guy who killed Tex McGowan? No, my old geometry teacher. What? This? No. Here? Oh, pardon me. No. Him? Mm-mm. Hey. Yeah, I know. The boy most likely to succeed in your graduating class. The boy most likely to get the electric chair for shooting down Tex McGowan. At last. You sure? Like Stanley finding Livingston. Nick Timoshenko, Tex, Chicago police file. It's practically done. Thanks, Tupper. Thanks, refuse. I've got a slight interest in this trigger man myself, you know. If you don't believe me, ask my head. I see what you mean. Well, will you stay until I check on Timoshenko? I'll stay. Well? I got Timoshenko. Where? Chicago. Tapped up there, grabbed him, and he came off the plane. Good. You going? Uh-huh. You want it? Delighted. Nice to get to her. You can send your identification for him. When are we leaving? Well, it's a train at midnight. Enough time for you? I'll go home and pack a bag. Suppose they pick you up at your apartment in about half hour? I'll be ready. Thanks again for the invitation, Barton. And, Lieutenant, I think I'll forgive you. Forgive me? For stealing my nurse when I was unconscious.
What time you got home, Steve?
What?
You know what I am?
Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
I'm the fella that watched you come out of the little building at police headquarters where they keep the pictures.
Well, it's an interesting hobby, I admit, but...
I slugged you once, Steve, when my cousin's gun jammed up the other night. I guess now I gotta make it more permanent.
Don't bother on my account.
Tell my cousin just now. You're the only fella can send him to the hot seat. You're the only eyewitness he killed that cowboy.
You'll excuse me while I get onto my packing, won't you?
Where you're going, Steve, you ain't gonna need to pack nothing for it.
No?
You think you're going to Chicago, but you ain't, Steve.
Well, must you be poetic at a time like this?
You ain't gonna go to Chicago and put no finger on Nick.
Now, wait a minute.
Is the Mexican guy Russian this time?
Chicago, and I'm gonna beat you to death right here.
You should always make those sounds when a fight starts.
Call that in there.
Like, we gotta do something with this sound. I gotta at least get it louder if I can.
Detective Lieutenant Barton, would you like to meet him? Come in, Barton.
What are you sitting on the floor for?
I've been entertaining, company.
Yeah. What happened to him?
Well, no use going after them. Out the service door. Frankly flew.
Jive?
Only a policeman.
So he belted you, huh?
They caught me with my vitality down. Remember, I was a hospital case only the day before yesterday.
Yeah. You need protecting. Come on, let's catch that train. You can tell me the whole sad story on the way to the station.
Yes. It's a good thing this train had a second coat of paint. So that's what we caught it by.
Here. This is drawing room D.
Could one of you gentlemen tell me where to find drawing room C?
Ah, the one right there.
You'd better let me handle it, Barton. The policemen are so abrupt. Drawing room C?
I'm so helpless on the train.
Oh, that's a pity.
Always lost.
I'm always finding things.
Are you? There's drawing room C right next to yours. We're neighbors.
Well, sometimes that's a very interesting relationship. If you should ever want to borrow anything, neighbor,
I've got everything.
Yes, you have.
But if you should need something, well, after all, what a neighbor's for.
I never was really sure until now.
Well, goodbye, neighbor.
No, Lieutenant, these trains are getting better equipment all the time.
There's no year on this one. This is the Saint, the Cowboy.
You, Peter Barton. Lieutenant.
Oh, what's my day on?
Get off your mind. She'll be there when you get back. Although they are rather prone to local interns.
Exemplar, what are you talking about?
My nurse, or should I say our nurse. Get off your mind and start concentrating on who hired Nick Nickerson to smoke down Tex McGowan.
Your brother's dick in
Hey,
your
where you
father's
going?
hand.
You
Cocksucker.
must be a detective to get that.
Oh.
I'm tired of cards. I'm going to be neighborly for a while.
You're gonna earn that francophone license plate, motherfucker. I'm cook. This is cooking. This is creative. This is DJing and mixing. Oh, and if there's leftovers, I can put them in here.
See? I knew it would come.
Like Dutch traders run the whole world.
We're
making billions before you even think of how you might need money.
Oh, anything. What have you done?
Maybe we'd better talk it over. My name's Linda Jarvis.
Simon Kemper.
It sounds very distinguished.
The Gilders are more
Won't you come in?
currency than the
All my life I've been easily persuaded.
Now, I want you to tell me all about yourself. You're going to Chicago for business? Pleasure?
Well, it started out as a business.
And your friend. When I first met you in the corridor before, didn't I hear you say he was a policeman?
Did you?
I'd be fascinated by crime and policemen. And I bet you're going to Chicago to arrest somebody. Oh, you must tell me about it, please. It's so fascinating.
Only in the comic books.
The man you're going to arrest, what did he do? Is he a bank robber, a murderer? Please tell me everything. I'm all ears.
You are? And fancy that.
Even back then, the woman had this bad
Oh, Simon. So enjoyed the trip, but you didn't tell me half of what I expected to hear about crime and criminals.
Well, there were many more important things to talk about. Do you happen to have a phone number handy?
Only my own. But I don't think I'm going to give it to you.
No, is that being neighborly? Why, we were... Uh-oh. Lieutenant Varden. On his way to fetch me. There's an impatient look on his face. Look, Linda, when can I see you again?
That's all right. Don't mean to break up what appears to be a beautiful friendship, but we're expected at Chicago Police Headquarters today. In other words, right about... Oh! Hit me in the arm. Only in the arm.
You hit me in the arm. Only in the arm. I'm an American. I'll be fine.
Look, I'll be all right. You go after her. All right, Bobby.
I'll be all right.
Let me through, please. Please.
Give me some duct tape and some WD-40. No, 10W30, that'll work.
Go.
You see Pepsi and such, and cheese.
Pull it out up there. Follow her. Hurry.
Big Mac, yeah. Just rub the Big Mac sauce into the wound, and the bullet will go through your skin and reform on the outside. You can sell it for scrap metal.
Hey, mister. Our cab's stopping. So I see. Pull up to the curb, right here. She's getting out. Going in that apartment house. Okay. This is the end of the line. Wait for me.
It ain't gonna be long, is it? My ship ends in a half an hour. I've been pushing this hack all night.
I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't worry about it. Rise, Miss Jarvis.
Rise.
All right. Why not a road?
I heard him say the devil. I can't believe it.
Sure I can. See? I'm in.
How dare you? It is outrageous.
Not nearly as outrageous as putting a finger on a fellow so that the rifleman knows who to shoot down.
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Oh, sure you have, baby. Sure you have. That bullet was for me, wasn't it? Lieutenant Varden just happened to stow his head.
Simon, why should I want to have you killed? I don't know you that well.
But you know me well enough to know that I'm the only eyewitness to a murder. And that I should be eliminated, don't you?
But what reason would I have?
If I should fail to identify certain Nick Nimoshenko as the gunman who shot down Tex McGowan, then the possibility of Mr. Nimoshenko telling who hired him to do the job is very slight.
I still have no idea what you're talking about.
Then suppose we go down to police headquarters and I'll tell you all about it.
Well, it's about time. How long was I supposed to keep him talking before he was ready to swing that club?
Oh, I thought I'd let him feel he was living for a while. You know, Linda, I told this sucker he hadn't ought to come to Chicago. Oh, I told him.
George!
Getting to wake up, is he? Splendid. There's some questions I must ask him. He's beginning to flutter his eyes, George.
What? Oh, what are you three staring at? Haven't you ever seen a man with two heads before? Feeling better, Mr. Templar? Not as good as when I was unconscious.
It can be arranged, sucker. Making you unconscious is how I earn my pay.
You had a better future when you were swinging through the trees. At least you were your own boss.
That mean you're calling me an ape?
It's worried.
All right, wise guy. Now
Never mind, Stanley. Stanley. Throw him a banana.
Why?
Stanley!
Better not irritate him. Simon, darling. He's hot-headed.
Soon he'll be sitting in a chair that's going to make him hot all over. And so will you, Linda.
And last night on the train, you said such sweet things to me. Remember?
I remember. Next time I go anywhere, I'll write a freight. You need a better class of tramp.
George, you've grouchy. Aren't you, Simon, darling?
Stop pestering him, Linda. Let's get on with this.
Yes, let's.
Tex McGowan was a talkative man, was he not?
You tell me.
It's hardly likely that you'd agree to interest yourself in this affair without knowing all the facts. Facts concerning me.
Who are you? What do you do besides train 8? George Haggerty, I'm a cattle broker. I'll bet you haven't been called Honest Wade Haggerty much lately. So he did tell you. What you do for scale could outload reducing diets. What else did McGowan tell you? You've had it, no spring. Stanley.
Keep thinking my speakers are shitty, even though it's a 70
All right, Stanley. Keep him conscious for a while, shall we? You needn't bother. Mr. Temple, I trust you don't think all this is just idle curiosity on my part. Oh, don't apologize. I want to know how much McGowan told you, so that I'll know how much you might have told the police. Thanks for the blueprint. What I mean is, if certain facts are known to the police, then it might be, but it's quite possible, that is, that they'll be able to... Stop stabbing yourself. You want to know if the police have anything that establishes you as Nimoshensko's sponsor. Well, have they? Next time you see your barber, get the top of your head shaved. The ones up at Sing Sing are so messy. You're lying, they don't know. Okay, you're lying. Sweat it out, Killer. Sweat it out. You mean beat it out, don't you? Stanley. Once you're below me again. Not too likely. But don't kill him until later. Oh, oh. Well, Temple, ready to talk to me now?
What do you said? You'll never tell the truth. I know. I had a date with him.
You're boasting.
This is just a waste of time. Let's finally get it over with.
Yes, but I see there. It's apparent anything about us. They'd have been here a long time ago. Yes, I suppose you're right. All right, Stanley. Anyway, I don't care.
Well, I do.
Well, that's what attracted me to you from the start, Linda. You look like a neat housekeeper.
Shut up.
All right, take him out of here and throw him into Lake Michigan. But I didn't bring my bathing suit.
Mr. Zigzag, Mr. Matey is wearing a head covering.
Dorman knows you're in. Whoever it is, get rid of him and fast.
That did not make it into the history.
Guy, and I'm going to pin his ears back. That's what I'm going to do.
Head covering? Want to check every Zigzag pack ever?
You'd be surprised at what I can do when I'm sore, and believe me, I'm...
French-Canadian guys just wear head coverings.
Hello, Captain Carson.
Trying to cover their
Don't giving me no lip, brother. I told you I was off duty in a half an hour, and you said that you... Hey, how'd you get your face all banged up?
It's all in the day's work.
What's going on?
You've got your men stationed at all possible exits, Captain?
Well,
haven't you, Captain?
Well, sure. Yeah, yes, around the whole building.
Fine, Captain. And here are your 3 Murphys, just as I promised. Now, wait a minute. This doesn't look like any cop I've ever seen.
Why?
Don't let him reach for that gun.
Oh, no, you don't. That's me. Go.
Get me that gun. Thank you.
Stanley, get him.
Not me. I ain't going to hit no cop. Spoken like a gentleman of the old school. Not when they got all the exits covered, especially. I'm giving up. That's using your head, Stanley.
Okay.
Here's my gun. I'm ready for the back. I know what's a gun. I just want to...
Take it.
Okay. Now do I get my fare?
Yes, you'll get your fare, my friend.
It wasn't possible for them to show with a camera. The guy looking, seeing all the cops. They couldn't. That wasn't a possibility.
Tell them there are some people here I'd like to see.
That's why the fucking dialogue's not me. I ain't hitting no cop because of this reason and that reason and this. Why are you talking about it? Because there was no visual component.
You have been listening to another transcribed adventure of The Saint, the Robin Hood of modern crime.
Oh, you know what that means? It means you can order it on paper, words for deaf schools and teaching English in foreign countries. And the UN will be financing vaccines. The Chinese government will be updating us on the breakdown in fucking...
Ed Max Stanley and Howard McNeil's camp driver. This is Tom Conway, inviting you to join us again next week at the same time for another exciting adventure of The Saint. Good night.
Look, Can't do it. Look, Tony Ponics gets the work in. Same, Virgin. Look, Don Torontonics. You any Torontonic water? What?
Tonight's script of The Saint was written by Michael Cramoy. The Saint, based on characters created by Leslie Charteris, is a James L. Safier production and is directed by Helen Mack. Tom Conway is soon to be seen in the Warner Brothers production, Painting the Clouds with
You gotta
Sunshine.
come up with a PRP
And all you
type
Saint
thing.
fans will be glad to know that the Saint comic books
Fortunate
are on sale
registration
at
is
all
bullshit.
newsstands.
You gotta come up with
Your
multiple
announcer,
registrations on the
Al
trucks or something. How does the registration on the truck not match the skin color of the driver? No offense, I don't mean to simplify it
It's
that
the
much,
Silver
but these
Jubilee
people in
on
South Africa get
NBC.
riled up, right?
Now stay tuned for more great mystery
Can they not
entertainment as
see
Lloyd
that the
Nolan
truck
stars
doesn't
in
match?
Martin
It's not a
Kane's
South
Private
African
Eye.
truck.
Yes, now hear Martin Kane's Private Eye on this same NBC station. He's the daring private investigator who's become a popular hero throughout the nation. Now you'll hear Lloyd Nolan as Martin Kane every Sunday immediately following The Saint. Listen first for The Saint, and then stay tuned for Martin Kane's Private Eye starring Lloyd Nolan. Hear him next on NBC, the National Broadcasting
Machine will
Company.
fuck up and I won't have the fucking ability to focus to stop it. Deanna Durbin, Ave Maria, Avenue Maria, 1938, where's you are? Who is Avenue Maria?
Dalla grande depressione allo stesso tempo avendo il maggior calo di gas serra delle emissioni da quando sono iniziati a usare i combustibili. Andiamo in Italia, bene, è completata la chiusura di tutto, il 78 farà.
Studio Plus, a piece of news, culture, and views. All right, let's go.
All right.
Tune in to meet some fascinating people. Share their stories.
China is one of the great creative countries.
Old Beijing style.
Most of the Chinese musicals.
Studio Plus, something fresh. Then adding your mushrooms.
I keep making a note of that because when we were kids, we did
something
the
more.
monkeys.
Studio Plus.
I want that fucking shirt.
Hello, and
I
welcome
am
to
the
Studio
cutest
Plus.
monkey
I'm
in this
Phoebe.
jungle, damn it.
Coming up in this hour, we'll first go to the remote mountainous village of Guangxi in South China, where we will learn a story about a mother and her son, and also the son's struggle to find his home. The mother was forced into sex slavery by Japanese soldiers during the invasion of China during the World War II. We also find out whether school bullying issue has decreased among the
Whoa, hold on. From that to school.
Speaking of this hour, here's a song by Boo Sisters. What do you do in the summer? Stay tuned.
You're kidding, right? I was listening. And they jumped back and forth pretty hard, eh? Yeah, Japan did that. When all that shit happens, really bad shit, it happens for real. I'm not minimizing the fun, but I just can't focus on
I dati forniti al Ministero della Salute. Scendono a 65 i pazienti affetti da Covid in
Hanfook HONGFOOK 發自2022，你知唔知啊？每8個人就可以幫到一位病人走出谷底，讓我們一起戰勝精神健康危機，逆境同心，康復同行。電話技術贊助 Signal Canada。
I don't know what it means, but if you said it, I can
星島週刊近期精彩內容，高人教戰神抗疫，爆古天樂被擺8公雞陣，老婆面前變暖男，鄭中基開頻道狂爆粗發事，郭可盈揾戚其熱散招牌，林文龍開神劇冚無線，揭崔建邦借醉狂追陳家善，爆大熱候選港視全民抵食，死因無可疑，皆因堂哥鬥氣加落湯而爆肚，靚湯甜蜜掌控馬明，女星 DP 唔怕晒。星島週刊星期六隨報附送，記得買星島啦！星島集團旗下網上購物平台星級.ca， 搜羅城中自喝自潮及自平準貨，令你安在家中亦可享受購物樂趣。
That was a Super Mario Brothers
包括健康用品、家庭電器、最新電子產品、廚房用具等等，梗有一款適合你。逢星期三4點至4點半，於牛黃體育院節目內，更有星級星期三試播環節。只要上到星島公安中文平台或牛黃體育院 Facebook 專頁，就會見到阿牛阿黃即場介紹當日嘅筍雕，但係部分貨品平到你唔信啊！想睇得更多、買得更多、慳得更多，請即上星級.ca SINCCLUB.ca 購物平台選購你嘅心頭好啦！超級精彩，樂
So now, they just said, say cow. It's spelled SINGTAL.
星島英文中
How
文
would
電
you
台貼
pronounce
近
it?
市場需要，全線節目為聽眾介紹各商戶服務安排及優惠，並詳細列於星島 A1 中文電台網站及星島 A1 App， 令聽眾把握最新嘅 shopping 資訊。讀者消費通嘅以下贊助商戶：華之處長者送餐服務反應熱烈，服務延伸至士嘉堡部分地區，現接受網上訂餐。CICSCanada.com 押韻即止。舊時香港打風必食，現時抗疫家中必備。飛鷹牌豆豉鯪魚總代理六福食品。
新翠園附設露天茶座，820號 Denison Street，Airtree 灣區淨水設備中心，接購物送你 cash。
And there's some Hong
牛
Kong
王解
Chinese
毒
give it a
丸
try.
由
Hong
以下
Kong
商
is
戶
red
贊
white.
助播出。飛機師地產冠軍 Peter 關
So I had
關
some
榮
random
旺。
riff to do the
皇后
background
名宿
for
北
your
約黑店 Lawrence 夾 Donald 西南角，電話416-916-0338。車保屋保慳更多，揾 Allstate Market Mobile 華語團隊同聲同氣，289-301-2824。Refresh 鮮芋仙亞洲台式甜品店，萬錦朗豪坊、北約克、士嘉堡、唐人街外新分店 Mississauga 現已開幕。
Oh, you know what that's about?
牛王解毒丸，好似牙咁溫軟。牛王解毒丸係用咗心機、誠意同努力3種元素精心提煉而成，佢不含防腐劑，無需冷藏，而且交通方便，師資優良，絕對係家居旅行上班落班、工廠寫字樓人士必備優良節目。牛王解毒丸，好似家咁溫暖。
This guy does Skype with the Hong Kong. Yeah. That's why there's two at once. So wherever you I'm from hell, and I'm going back there too. That's why I'm here. Sell drugs, make money. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
At the draw,
Okay, big
served
brother.
6 years.
1949.
It was a short sentence because he proved Prescott drew a revolver first and that he had shot in self-defense. After his term was over, Evans disappeared into the dim, fog-bound world of men released from prison. One morning in late June of 1902, I was present when Holmes had an odd visitor at the flat on Baker Street.
Oh!
It was this first seemingly pleasant visit.
This is John Stanley and Dean Martin, the three Garradebs, 1949. There's been a few generations of recordings of Sherlock Holmes.
You are, of course, Mr. John Garradeb.
Mine are better.
May I present my colleague, Dr. Watson?
How
do you do, sir?
As
for your problem, sir, your friend, Mr. Nathan Garradeb, has already invited me to be of assistance. Yeah, so he told me. That's why I've come.
Nathan Garradeb? And you're John Garradeb? Brothers, perhaps, eh?
No, they're not brothers, Watson. No doubt John here will explain. It concerns this document in my hand. Oh, Nathan sent that, did he? He did, but with precious little explanation. If we might have a clear account from you in the presence of Watson, certainly we usually work together. Well, years ago in the United States, there was a man named Alexander Garradeb.
Garradeb? Really, I'm rather confused about it.
It's simple enough. Alexander Garradeb made his money in real estate. He bought land along the Arkansas River. He became fabulously wealthy. But he's no relative. And he developed a strange mental quirk, which was, well, he took a kind of pride in the queerness of his name. Garradeb. I had a law practice then in Topeka, and there we met. I imagine he took a liking to you, since your name was also Garradeb. Exactly, Mr. Holmes. His pet fad seemed to be to find out if there were any other Garradebs in the world. In fact, when he died, he left a very queer will, the document I have in my hand. That's it. You see, his property was divided into 3 parts. I was to have 1, provided 2 other Garradebs were found to share the remainder.
Well, is it a considerable sum?
$5 million to each man.
Fantastic.
Yes. And since the sum was so gigantic, I set aside my practice to find 2 more gentlemen named Garrett. There isn't one in the United States, so I tried him.
5 million.
And here in London, you found a Mr. Nathan Garrett, my client, 2 days ago, at 136 Little Rider Street. I located him with the London Telephone Directory.
Well, you're very fortunate. Does he have relatives?
No, none. And the will states that all 3 Garretts must be adult males. Whimsical name, Watson. Mr. Garrett, have you tried advertising in the agony columns of the newspapers? Yes, I have. No replies. It's the most curious little problem.
That was.
By the way, you mentioned having
up until the 90s, classified ads in newspapers. Up until the year 2000
now.
or so.
Well, Dr. Lysander
Classified
Starr,
ads in
who
the
was
Star.
mayor in
Big
1890.
business.
Oh, yes, a wonderful chap. I knew him in. Well, Mr. Holmes, we must find a 3rd man named Garrett somewhere in the globe, or lose millions.
Where's the
We
crime?
depend upon you, sir, as well you may. I shall communicate any new development to you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Well, Watson, I haven't indulged in such a conversation for a long time. What do you mean? I mean that everything Mr. John Garrett said here in this fact just now was a lie. Every word a lie.
What?
A brightly colored camouflage, Watson, very deceiving. But underneath it, I wonder what hideous crime.
Yeah, you always got to be very careful.
Listen, Holmes, I've permitted you to smoke your pipe and meditate long enough.
Your faculty of keeping silent at the proper moments, my dear Watson, is one of the most impressive recommendations as a companion.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, tell me, why did you say John Garrett died?
His English coat was frayed at the elbow and his trousers bagged at the knee with a year's wear. And yet he claims to be a provincial American recently landed in London.
Aha!
He placed no advertisements in the agony columns. You know I missed nothing there.
Yes, do go on.
There isn't any Dr. Starr in Topeka. I invented the old contract.
I see. But John claimed to have been his close friend.
Precisely. Touch our Mr. John Garrett where you will.
So you know what Sherlock Holmes reads
the
newspapers every goddamn
by visiting the other Garrett, Nathan,
ads.
at Little Rider Street, as quickly as the carriage will take us.
Well, he was back in the 1800s. And all this happened. This is documentary shit. This really happened.
This is Nathan Garrett's residence, Watson.
Yes, I'll ring her.
It's not really a tell if I do it on purpose.
Begin on firm ground. Nathan Garrett is indeed this gentleman's real name.
How could you know that, Holmes? Before we've even met.
Observe, Watson, the brass nameplate by the door, especially its discolored surface. Up some years.
Oh, yes, of course. Now that you pointed out.
Yes? What is it?
Mr. Nathan Garrett, I am Sherlock Holmes. This is my friend, Dr. Watson.
Oh, do come in, gentlemen.
Thank you.
This way, gentlemen. This way.
It's Watson.
Fascinating room, sir.
Do you find it so? I'm very proud of my collection.
Yes, incredible number of cupboards and cabinets.
That's my butterfly collection where you're standing, Doctor. In this case, gentlemen, my ancient coins. In that cabinet are the skulls of prehistoric men, flint instruments.
Remember, in Europe, the coins they have go all the way back to
I've never
Africa
seen
and
so
Romans
singular
and
collection.
China, because it's
My
one.
doctor lectures me
Everything
about
really cool
never
could have made it
going
over
out.
here sank.
But why should I, when there's so much to hold me here?
You never go out?
Very seldom, Mr. Holmes.
Do you sell drugs? I was looking for some heroin
My
and cocaine.
research is very
You know, the real
absorbing.
Sherlock.
You may well imagine what a terrific shock. Pleasant, but terrific it was when I learned the will of my good fortune. If we find just one more man named Garrett, each of us receives $5 million.
Yes. Have you any specific plans for spending the money?
Oh, I shall spend it enriching my collection.
Tell me, when did John Garrett first speak to you?
Last Tuesday.
Did he ask for money?
No.
You know of any ulterior motive he might have?
None.
You told him we were coming here today.
I did.
Holmes, what are you driving at?
Have you any articles of great value in this collection?
It's a good collection, but not very valuable.
I see. How long have you been in these rooms?
Nearly 5 years. Now I see. You imagine I'm not mentally well. You see my collections, my fossils, bones, my skulls, my dusty room. You're suspicious. You picture me as a child locked forever in a room with his toys. That is what you two gentlemen are thinking. I know. You're saying to yourselves, he's insane.
What's he up to? Is he scheming with this John Geddedev? Why, does every sight and every sound in this room speak of death?
Anyone collecting stuff you killed, bro. Jesus. That's the side effect of it, eh?
Here's a friendly message from the fine independent merchants who serve you with Clippercraft clothes. They say, come in soon and have first choice of their outstanding summer suits. Come in soon before the sudden heat wave creates a buying rush. They want to give you the very best in service, in selection, and in alterations that may be necessary. They want your new Clippercraft suit to be an advertisement of your good judgment in clothes. And you certainly display good judgment when you buy from the fine local store that sells famous Clippercraft suits at only $45.
To tell me that, in other words, I am exhibiting poor judgment wearing
is guaranteed by the
so I prove to them how poor my judgment is, and they tell me I'm crazy. And I said, why did you start talking to me?
It's established honest New England quality everywhere in the world. You can always rely on Clippercraft clothes and the store that proudly sells.
You should be advertising.
That's why men who know insist on Clippercraft clothes bearing the Clippercraft label. So be sure to visit the Clippercraft store in your city.
These leading stores in the metropolitan area are proud to add their names to Clippercraft in your suits, sport jackets, and tropicals. In Manhattan, Saks 34th, Broadway at 34th, John Wanamaker's men's stores, Broadway at 8th and 67 Liberty Street. In Brooklyn, Abram and Strauss. In Newark, New Jersey, Boulevard Men's Shop, Kresge, Newark. And in Jamaica, the B&B Clothes Shop, 16408 Jamaica Avenue.
Thank you, brethren.
Dr. Watson, you and Mr. Holmes were visiting old Mr. Nathan Garrett at his very frightening rooms.
Yes, Mr. Harris. And Garrett had a wild gleam in his eye as he ranted on about himself and about how suspicious he thought we were.
You've exaggerated our viewpoint, Nathan Garrett.
Have I? I hope so. I hope you trust me. Naturally, I'm a gentle, very innocent, rather exhausted old man. Now, who might that be?
I have it. Well, Mr. John Garrett, Mr. Holmes. I've found the third man.
Have you really?
I hoped you'd be here, Mr. Holmes. Watson, to hear the good news. Look,
where is the third man? Who is he? How'd you find him?
This newspaper. May I examine it? $5 million. Each of us collects $5 million.
What's in that newspaper? May I see?
I've made inquiries in Birmingham. My agent there sent me this advertisement from a local paper. Read it.
Let me see.
Howard Garrett, constructor of agricultural machinery, binders, plows, farmers' carts, buckboards, other appliances. Estimates for artesian wells. Apply Grosvenor Buildings, Aston.
You see?
Another man named Garrett.
Glorious! Glorious! I'm rich. And my collection will be the most magnificent in all history.
Now we must see this thing through. I've written to this Howard Garrett and told him that you, Nathan, will see him at his office in Birmingham tomorrow afternoon.
You want me to see him, John?
Well, wouldn't it be wise, Mr. Holmes? I'm sort of, well, really a nondescript American, but Nathan here is a Britisher with solid references. Look here, Nathan. All you must do is see the man, explain about the will, and get an affidavit of his existence.
Okay. I must leave this room. I haven't been out in years.
Yes, but you can be at Birmingham in a little over 2 hours, and I could follow you if there's any trouble.
I'm not used to travel. I just know my room. The world outside is another world. I'd be confused, afraid.
I would urge you to go, Mr. Nathan.
Would, Mr. Holmes?
But the poor chap is elderly and infirm, Holmes.
I believe the journey might be good for him. Eh, John Garrett? Oh, without a doubt. Look here, Nathan. I've come all the way from America, so... And it's little enough to ask you to go 100 miles so as we might collect $5 million.
Can't you get the guy
Will you go to Birmingham, Mr. Nathan?
For $5? Can't you get the third guy to come for $5 million?
I'll go.
Fine. I'll call tomorrow and see you off to Birmingham. Good night, gentlemen. A joyful good night. Mr. Garrett.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
I should like to examine your collection more closely.
I could take you around now if you have time.
Unfortunately, I have not. But while you're away tomorrow, would you object to my visiting these quarters?
Oh, not at all. Mrs. Saunders in the basement will let you in with her key.
Excellent. Oh, by the way, who is your house agent?
Is house agent Holmes?
Live in
Holloway and Steele in the Edgware Road. But why?
I was wondering if this house was Queen Anne or Georgian.
Georgian, beyond doubt.
Really, I should have thought it a little earlier. However, goodbye, Mr. Garadeb, and may you have every success in Birmingham.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. And Dr. Watson. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Well, it's astonishing. They found the third man for the will, eh, Holmes?
Is it, Watson? Did you notice nothing curious about the advertisement John Garadeb showed us in that newspaper?
Jove, yes, I did. The word plow was misspelled.
Yes, P-L-O-W, but we spell it P-L-O-U-G-H. It was bad English, but good American. Then the buckboards. That is American also. And artesian wells are commoner with them than with us. It's a typical American advertisement, but supposedly from an English firm. What do you make of that?
Well, the same liar, this John Garadeb. He inserted the advertisement himself. Yes, but then there isn't any Howard Garadeb in Birmingham at all.
Right.
Nathan's off on a futile trip.
Precisely. I permitted him to go ahead, though. Deliberately.
But why? Why, Holmes?
You'll see, Watson. You'll see.
Holmes, where were you all along?
I must warn you, Watson, I have more information. It points to an even greater menace than I thought. If you don't wish to continue...
I shall see this through at your side, Holmes.
Very well. I have identified this John Garadeb.
Who is it?
He is Killer Evans, of sinister and murderous reputation.
Killer Evans?
Yes, I've seen Lestrade at Scotland Yard. I found this John Garadeb's face in the Rogues Gallery. He's a native of Chicago. Shot 3 men in the States. He escaped through political influence. Came to London in 1893, shot a 4th man over cards in a gaming club at Waterloo Road in January 1895.
A bloodthirsty man.
The man he killed at the gaming club was a Roger Prescott.
Yes?
I've also been to the house agents, Watson. Nathan Garadeb's weird quarters were occupied before, by him, by a man who answers the late Prescott's description.
I see. John Garadeb murdered the man who once lived in Nathan's quarters. And the next link?
Take this revolver, Watson. This afternoon, as I arranged with Nathan Garadeb, we shall ask his housekeeper to admit us to his room. And there, Watson, we shall learn the terrible secret of the 3 Garadebs.
Shall I pull up the blinds? Allow some sunlight in, Holmes? This room of Nathan's is so dark.
No, Watson.
Skulls. Horrifying shadows. Ancient crumbling bones here. This whole place, you know, so musty, as the air of a graveyard. Why have you told me to be quiet? Why don't you look about?
Because I'm expecting someone.
Who?
John Garadeb, alias Killer Evans.
Well, how do you know he'll come? Why should he?
Watson, the whole of this story about the 3 Garadebs, the will, the 5 million they'd inherit, is an invention of the killer.
An invention?
Yes.
There isn't any Alexander Garadeb who died and left such a will?
There is not. John has woven his plot with remarkable cunning.
But what did he want?
That is what we're here to find out. There's nothing whatever to do with Nathan. This will was a device to send Nathan to Birmingham. John required such a device. Nathan was a fanatic about never leaving this room.
What's in this room?
At first, I thought Nathan might have something valuable in his collection, something worth the attention of a criminal like John. The fact that Prescott, the gambler, lived here years ago points to a deeper reason. Wait, hear that?
Yes, it's a key. Someone's at the front door.
Quickly, let's hide behind that cupboard at the end of the room.
Yes, right you are.
Revolver ready?
Yes, ready.
Shh. Front door's opening.
It's not the revolver, it's the fucking closing.
It's John Garadeb.
Fire,
Yes.
it keeps going anyway.
Push the table to one side. Pull back the carpet. Now he's using a tool to pry up the boards of the floor. He's lit a candle. Holmes, there's a trapdoor under that carpet. Leads to something below there. Garadeb's going down.
Now Watson will seize him. Pleasant to see you again, Mr. Garadeb.
Holmes, if you look just behind you, you'll see that my revolver is pointed directly at your head.
I believe it might be more accurate were we to dispense with your fictitious name and address you as Killer Evans. Well, I guess you've been too much for me, Holmes, eh? He has played me for a sucker from the very beginning. I got to hand it to him. Of course, I've looked into the business end of a revolver before, and what I always do is... I have him, Watson. Struck him with my pistol. You heard?
No, it's nothing. It was just a mere scratch. Look down there, Holmes. Through the trap door, beneath this room. There's machinery, papers, and bottles. Stacks of money there.
Yes, Watson. A printing press. This is a counterfeiter's outfit.
Just a moment. John's trying to speak. There's blood pouring over his face. He's trying to speak.
There's stuff down there. My head. That belonged to the greatest counterfeiter London ever saw. To Roger Prescott. No living man could tell a Prescott note from a Bank of England. Prescott, the man you killed in the gambling duel. Yes. Let's make a deal. Those bundles of money. Prescott made them. They're perfect. Fit to pass anywhere. Worth a fortune. Take them. Let me be.
Counterfeiter, that we're turning you over to Scotland Yard.
I was the only one who knew where Prescott made the notes. I had to get Nathan Garrett out.
Remember,
Crazy
Watson and Holmes fought in the
living here
Boer
on
War,
powerless,
so
never knowing it. Dreaming of all the money in the world.
the
It was right
Nazis
beneath the dirty floorboards he walked out all night.
Bank of England notes and bringing them to
Let me go,
Switzerland.
please. I've done nothing. Please. Aside from a charge of attempted murder, sir, I'm quite sure that Scotland Yard has a formidable list of other subjects to discuss with you. Please give the Yard a call, Watson.
Yes, sir.
Tell them we have our prisoner, John Garridev of Chicago. There's some doubt as to their familiarity with the name. And tell them the name of his captor, Sherlock Holmes of Baker Street. About the impact of that name, there's no doubt at all. Well, Dr. Watson, what became of Nathan Garridev?
Well, Mr. Harris, he never got over the shock of his broken dreams. When his castle in the air tumbled down, it buried him beneath the ruins. He was last heard of at a nursing home in Brixton.
And Killer Evans, Doctor?
Well, the bird was returned to his roost at the penitentiary.
I'm sure, Doctor, you've an equally thrilling adventure planned for us next week.
A breathtaking adventure it is indeed, Mr. Harris. I have given it the title, The Adventure of the Great Passion. It concerns a Derby favorite, a broken roof, and a trail of peculiar footprints.
The makers of Clippercraft clothes and more than 1,200 stores from coast to coast have brought you another in the new series of broadcasts featuring the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes.
My grandfather's with me like 20, 21, 22 in this.
Our stories are based upon the character Sherlock Holmes, created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And the program is produced and directed by Basil Luckman. Sherlock Holmes is played by John Stanley, Dr. Watson by George Spelman. This week's story was written by Howard Merrill, with special music by Albert Berman.
This is John Stanley and Ian Martin.
If you don't know your Clippercraft dealer, write Clippercraft, 200 Fifth Avenue, New York City. Be sure to listen next week to Sherlock Holmes in The Adventure of the Grey Pasha. Bye, Harry. Speaking for Clippercraft Clothes.
Listen up, you mug. You're listening to the Crime and Suspense channel on the Rocket Classic Radio Network. So you better listen good. Understand?
嗱，大家點就交多啲稅，你揾少啲錢你就交少啲稅。咁如是者咧，你呢啲咁樣嘅收到嘅稅收咧，就攞出嚟搭棚仔，就搭棚仔做咩啊？做啲社會福利啦，消防員唔使錢啊，警察唔使錢啊，睇醫生唔使錢啊，嗰啲就即係就攞去褪翻啲錢落去，褪翻啲錢落去，透過谷。
Fuck. Oh, good. Let's flip the fuck out. What are you doing? The fuck just happened? What the fuck? Like, seriously, fuck off, you fucking homo. Yeah, I know, you're so resentful and pissed off that I won't flirt with you. Get the fuck bent. I got bullets for you, buddy. Fucking hell. What are you fucking doing? Holy fucking shit, man. But T-boys, I don't know what the fuck the issue is. The logic escapes me. You're a racist white supremacist that went to a private career college because you think it's your divine bloodline thing to beat on niggers, and you're mad that they don't have sex with you. I don't understand the fucking problems in your fucking brain, bro. If you saw everything that just fucking happened here. No, I'm gonna press play on the music again, and maybe you could flip out and click 8 different fucking applications and everything else. I was just trying
Either you're dead, one in the head, or in jail, you pace. Reflection and regret in your course of fucking action. But all sin, ego and your love and your passion and fractions. You said melting your soul down to nothing less. A shell of life patiently waiting for time of death. I made choices that have been good, ones that have been bad. You see how I'm living, so you know that I'm glad. I'm proud to
This is fucking ridiculous.
The heartfelt shit. Yeah, the heartfelt shit. Check it. These days I'm on empty, so don't fuck with them, yo.
Background order.
It's these cruel intentions, not to mention got me clenching my chest, hurt from the stress.
Over and over and over to fix that right side of the screen.
Serenity felt fed off the straps that I read. These words help me escape. I say fuck a therapist. I
no, because it doesn't work if you try to do that, does it? No,
in the arms of security, stolen away. Death stealing loved ones, led my soul astray. Reflect my past, so you see this life's been good. Chose correctively, even when pressured by the hood. I put my hands on steel, coke, the rock in the slates before the wake, cause I didn't need my life to be in decay. Some say it's the choices you make and that you seal your fate. Either you're dead, one in the head, or in jail you pace. Reflection and regret in your course of fucking action. Cut off sin, ego and your love and your passion and fractions. You said melting your soul down to nothing less. A shell of life patiently waiting for the time of death. I made choices that have been good, ones that have been bad. You see how I'm living, so you know that I'm glad. I'm proud to say I'm steady and my life is set. I live like there's no tomorrow and never hold regrets, so don't hold your breath. Yeah, I never hold regrets, don't hold your breath, yeah. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually.
Sometimes I wonder if we're on the right path, because if time is money, we're backwards in math. But there's something about my staff I can't put my finger on. Even when they're gone, the feeling lingers on. Before I know what right to the break of dawn. We got this belief that won't let us stop. Everywhere we go, we're always getting props. Anyone that's heard us know we're going to the top, but we're not there yet. It's not a sure bet. No matter how this ends, I got no regrets. The first time I heard myself was on the net. People can't wait to see me on their TV sets. I got dreams of jets and feeding my family. Could this be preposterous? Thoughts about Grammys? What if it's not my fate, even though I flow uncanny? Am I supposed to force my way in? All guns blazing? Should I be selling drugs at the days in? Instead of writing verses at home on my days in? Now I'm in my living room pacing, joints and casing. More than anything, I want this for my wife. More than anything, I want this for my family's life. So roll up a dice, I mean it's all the chance. So I stay my battle stance, waiting to take over the lands. If you feel what I'm saying, please wave your hands.
These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually. These days I'm on empty, so don't fucking tempt me. I'ma make it there eventually.
I like the way the microphone looks upon this stand. I like the way the microphone feels inside my hand. It feels like I've finally been let out of my
cage to this microphone. I begin to let them my rage. People coming up to me, they're trying to say you can't be an MC, so move out the way. But I step up because I always stand my ground. I would take a fucking bullet for this life I have found. Yeah, the ecstasy I get when I'm about to spit is like what you get from the shaman in the derelict. I don't treat my rhymes like a hoe treats a trick. Another dollar from another fucking dick. I've opened up my mind and I learned to use my heart. But this world is like a grinder said he carried me apart. But I'm like T-1000 molding back into one. Using this microphone like I'd use a gun. Shot so loud, heard from Newfoundland to BC. Flooding your mind with the records from Gangrene. Taking over this underground scene. People screaming out TKRET. I know that I can make it if I only believe. Because living my life, it's like living a dream. I wake up tomorrow and things aren't what they seem. But I know that I can make it. I know that I'll succeed. These days, I'm on.
Oh, that's. Okay, broke all that up. Never added the other one I was going to add, did I? No, I didn't do that. 66.6% memory. Thank you. That's a very subtle sign.
I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke.
Oh, come on. 4,
I'm just chilling with
6.
my boys
There you
and
go.
I can get it
66,
so
6, 7, 8, 6,
I'm just chilling with my boys
4,
and I can
5.
get it so woke, so woke, so woke.
66.6% memory. Thank you. It's a very subtle reminder that you heard that guy's fucking rubber. I'm a bitchy stone like a fucking black and big one rubber.
I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke. I'm just chilling with my boys and I can get it so woke, so woke, so woke.
I'm a bomb in my fucking leg. I like this. This is good. It makes it look way cooler. This is like army. This will match everything military. The one thing that Clash forced the rolling papers was you got the black pad, which doesn't say black anywhere on it. Castle. And this one's the
I'm just
Sherbert.
dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so
We've got so much to say. Canadian Forces members are told not to wear their uniforms if they're not on duty. Ever, because it's a life and death situation because we have terrorists. If you have ingrown hairs, you get a doctor so you don't have to shave your face in the Canadian Forces because there's no amount of, oh, it looks better that it's rather than happen.
I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so
Sickle cell rules of U.S. Army, Watertown Treaty, Black Loyalists. I am on both sides. We never expected
I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it
well, anyway, I want to eat jerk dog on rice with curry. That's how fucked up I am. They don't set up the chicken. Cantonese style rice with the curry, yeah. Cantonese style curry. Jerk, fried dog,
I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so
I got a Rizla full of dead guys. They all got red eyes. There's on the ends of the snout. Each of them muzzles let them out. I don't think the press is gonna get them out. Let them up anyway. Shut your fucking So we got to do a study on this virus to see if THC prevents your blood cells from rupturing. I think they would, because it also prevents viruses from getting in. Yes, it does. Works on HIV. Yes, it does. The study's been done, which means it's making the circle tighter, doesn't it? So, everything I own is stolen.
I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so I'm just dealing with my poison. I can hit it so
You think they don't watch the St. Lawrence Seaway for real? Can we fix this, please? Whoa, what's the plus sign highlighted for? That's fucking radio supposed to crash. Oh, name's right there.
I'm just dealing with my poison, I get it, it's I'm just dealing with my poison, I get it, it's
His name's not Suwu, it's Suway, not Suwee. You don't understand how far we've reached from these streets to Beijing. No, it's fake thing like a duck. What'd you say? I said duck, but no, I'm a boy. You don't understand how far back we go. Boy, you don't know how the This is interesting. U.S. town prints its own wooden money, was your apostrophe, and moved to revive local economy, sickened by COVID-19. The economy is sickened. Turkey's ancient Hagia Sophia to serve as a mosque, Erdogan decrees. Can you change that to Erdogan? Because Erdogan is impossible for anybody to say, bro. Erdogan decrees after court ruling. So yeah, just use it in a sentence.
I'm just dealing with my poison, I get it,
Girlfriend of father of two missing Quebec girls pleads for their safety in video. Who the fuck is Goya? Because I've seen 2 advertisements for you in the last 2 minutes, and you're not even nothing to do with Canada. You so fucking. Don't you sell fucking navy beans and huge tins or something? That's what this shit is, man. Get this shit off my screen. Charles, my eyes are closed, buddy. How am I reading through closed eyelids? Am I a camel? Charles Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas investigated for possible COVID-19 breach. I don't know who they are. It's funny, you keep, like, you gotta approve everything. I don't know who the fuck they are, but I just know that's gonna be happening. Blah 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 apologizes to supermodel blah blah blah. I don't know your name, and the other company doesn't deserve to be treated, so we just know over removed closed. And this made the news on Al Jazeera. Tories ask police to investigate Prime Minister over wheelchair deal. It says Jessica Simpson marks the end of her 30s by going back into her 14-year-old jeans. But the jeans are 14 years old as you wore them when you were 14. I guess it's almost the same thing. I'm not sure what that is, but it is ugly. It's got a man's face. I don't know what that is. It has a man's face. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. I don't know how to see this comment again. Country band, blah blah blah, is suing. Oh, country band of white people is suing a black blues singer who was performed under that name for 20 years. You know what? That country band has been performing for 20 years now. They haven't. Nino, Washington. Well, that's great, CBC and Google. It's a $25 piece of money from somewhere Nino, Washington. Oh, I know there's more letters, but I don't know what they are. Because you're so good at what you do, you didn't even check the photo. But that's worthless. It's useless. Oh, what's wrong, Mr. Agent? Am I wasting your time? I could just click on the link, right? Why would I do that? You idiots been coming to my sites for years to study money, and all of a sudden I'm gonna start reading your articles? No. No, I said in 2015 or something, Honda was copying every other company in the car business and locking up large. Oh, you didn't catch it? Okay. For the longest time, every car company's been copying Honda. So Honda decided to copy the companies that are copying them, and their cars are fucking horrible. Let's look this much and that much, and I'll sell it for this much and that much. No, you won't, because niggas with money don't want that shit. No, but the underneath is exactly the same for the last 40 years. They're not interchangeable, but the basic car is the same. Oh, he always has electrical shit. It's made in here, and I don't give a fuck. Everybody's gonna look at the ugly car every fucking time I roll by, bro. I can't have everybody remember what I'm doing, bro. It's fucking retarded. Alright, so. You know what? We could try. So the East Coast radio should have all their shit online by now, or not. The Congolese radio, though, will have there's a copy service right now because it's either 9 o'clock, I believe it's 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. My connection is unstable, sure. Because what I'm downloading is something to do with what I'm uploading, right? No, it doesn't. That pop-up is already in the web page. And when YouTube can't reach in the back door of the box, it gets mad, it flashes the pop-up. So these colors is what you actually
But my voice and I can hear it so low, so low, so low.
Your connection is unstable. I'm waiting for your fucking software, stupid. Fucking useless. What am I looking at? You can't start with it. Oh, thank you for scrolling. I was thinking of scrolling it down. Thank you.
I'm dealing with my voice and I can hear it so low, so low, so low. I'm just dealing with my voice and I can hear it so low, so low, so low. I'm just dealing with my voice and I can hear it so low, so low, so woke. I'm just dealing with my boy tonight. You hear it? So woke, so woke, so woke.
When I saw the story, I was like, this is probably one of the most amazing things I've seen in a very long time, because all I got from you was like sheer, unadulterated, 100% bravery. Just
Tando, we're to East Coast Radio.
It is Family Friday, so we want to help a mother out today. It says, hey, Tando, I'm a mother of 2 teenage boys, 14 and 17. And lately, it is impossible to get them to sit in the same room together without fighting with each other. It's become stressful for everyone. Please help. 0617929495. We need to help this mom. My name is Tando too.
Hey, Zanele, I think the easiest way to get the boys to stop fighting is bribing them with data. That's the way to go.
I can tell you the only way, really the only way you can stop your kids from fighting there. Let them fight. Or put some gloves on their hands and let them go at each other.
This.
I really can't believe, Stacey, that we stayed up, screamed, Happy New Year, welcome to 2020, to this mess of 2020. I really can't believe we put in all that effort.
I don't know exactly how you're doing that, but I'm staring at pictures of me with my eyes closed as I'm doing stuff. Like, seriously? I'm not supposed to be able to see that this is happening.
So actually, in this last week, this news has come out. A former communications officer from Donald Trump's White House said that after just 10 days at that job, and I would imagine that if you are a communications officer, the dream is, you're in politics, you want to get to the White House. But I think because it's Trump's White House, after 10 days, he was like, it's a hard no for me.
Yeah.
I can't. I am unable to can. I shan't. Okay? It is impossible. And only 10 days when Trump is not even necessarily in the building.
Right at the fucking screen.
This is not for me.
You're not gonna fucking trick me.
Statements.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe we'll convince him to keep seeing his own self dead because they all think people die with their eyes closed. I don't know what fucking psychological school you went to, bro.
Only 10 days in seems
but you shouldn't have bothered.
But au contraire, my fluffy friend, let me tell you, I bet that there are people listening who have stayed at jobs for far less than 10 days.
Yeah.
Different time, obviously.
I'm day one, I'm gone.
Toodle!
20 seconds.
So actually,
I just clicked on 0.
I'm day one, I'm gone.
Oh, now it's 18 seconds.
Toodle!
2020 to this mess. 2020 to this. I really can't believe, Stacey, that we stayed up, screamed, Happy New Year, welcome to 2020,
to go way off
to this mess
side.
of 2020. I really can't believe we put in all that effort for 2020 when it's this.
I know.
Just like a job. If 2020 was a job, like I'm day one.
Oh, you do? I mean, I feel it, eh?
Toodle! Toodle! So actually, in this last week, this news has come out. A former communications officer from Donald Trump's White House said that after just 10 days at that job, and I would imagine that if you are a communications officer, the dream is, you're in politics, you want to get to the White House. But I think because it's Trump's White House, after 10 days, he was like, it's a hard no for me.
Yeah.
I can't. I am unable to can. I shan't. Okay? It is impossible. And only 10 days.
I fucking hate white
when Trump is not even necessarily in the building.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm a booty bounce.
This is not for me.
Yeah, it's pretty bold statements.
Yeah.
I mean, in these trying times, in this year of 2020, where people are really struggling and looking for jobs, like the concept of walking out of such a high level one, only 10 days in seems a bit extreme. But au contraire, my fluffy friend, let me tell you, I bet that there are people listening who have stayed at jobs for far less than 10 days.
Yeah.
Different time, obviously, not necessarily in 2020.
Makes sense.
But once upon a time, you rolled up to this job, right? And you took one look around and went,
this is not for me.
This ain't it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people like that. Like, I've got a story to tell, but I'll tell you in a bit as well. Like, I think we all have stories.
Yeah, everyone's got that one job that you just, you know what, you didn't make it. You went home and you said to your mom, Mommy,
admitted defeat.
Yeah, this is not for me. It is not a good fit. So all this hour.
See how they're trying to equate
job,
work,
shortest amount of
working
time.
to death.
Did you leave?
Normal.
Were you fired? Just short amount of time. 10 days or less. Vibes. John Newman, stand by me on East Coast Radio. Stacey and Jay Spur chatting the shortest amount of time that you've been at a job and why you were like,
Did you get fired or did you just... Like for me, the shortest time I've stayed at a job was when I opened up my own company, grass cutting company. Well, to be bougie, landscaping.
Come through there, come through with your landscaping.
So I did like about in a space of like 5 days. I quit halfway through the 5th day because I was just like, I can't take this anymore. Like I was cutting grass basically. Yeah, so my eyes were red. I had grass in my hair. Like sometimes I had to deal with dog poo because some people have dogs and their dogs would like do whatever.
So aren't you frightened of dogs?
Yeah, but they would lock them away for me. But just like imagine like having to...
No. This seems like a lot of trauma. I too attempted to get one of those, I suppose the Americans call it like a summertime job, like a December job.
Yeah.
And I went to work for a very popular supermarket chain. I was a cashier.
Oh, look at you.
No, I was like, so much responsibility. I have all this money. I lasted 3 days.
Yeah,
and then I was like, this actually seems like a lot of work because it was like a 12-hour shift.
Did you get paid?
I asked, and they said, oh, no, but that was training. They never saw me in that shop again. I was traumatized.
That's great.
You didn't
Let's
rob
get a
the
few voice
store?
notes. Kez, what do you have to say?
Carrie, yes. Okay, I've never been in that position, although I feel like that every single day. But I worked at this one company, I won't say where. People come in the morning, went for lunch, and never returned to their table.
Long lunch.
It was insane, and it happened on more than one occasion. The pressure was just too much.
You know it's bad when someone doesn't want to even explain why they left.
No, but this is exactly it. So, I mean, sometimes it is unfortunate, not a great fit, not a great vibe, whatever. But, like, when you go, okay, cool, so I'll just see you in about an hour and never again.
Toodles.
Never again.
Hi, this is Kasha from Reservoir Hills. I had a job for a sales repping, and I just stayed for 1 day and came out. It was so very not for me, and was not worth my time and effort.
What you cooking there, though?
Oh my word, you guys, I am in a job like that now and I cannot leave because of 2020. I am suffering every day and it's
You're supposed to quit.
I don't know
so
when
that
to
shit
draw the
like that
line
doesn't
and be like,
continue on
peace
to
out.
perpetuate.
Or because it's very difficult because I have 2 babies to take
I'm
care
a
of
good
on
person
my own.
because I
How do
perpetuate
I
a worse
do it?
world for everyone, and then bitch about it. You expect to be patted on the
But
back.
keep this
and
coming,
sympathized
man.
with.
What's the shortest time you've stayed at a job? Why did you leave?
What's
Did you
the
get
question?
fired or did you just leave? Drop us a WhatsApp voice note to this number right here.
Nobody's supposed to be here on East Coast Radio. On the way, in about 90 seconds, we have your latest news watch, some sport, and some traffic. But Rick Hall's telling us stories, eh?
Hi guys, the shortest time I've ever been was till 1 o'clock, from 7 till 1. I walked out of the company because I didn't like the atmosphere at all.
That must be a record. From 7 until 1.
Not even days, hours. We're talking about what's the shortest amount of time you've stayed at a job. Did you get fired or did you just leave?
Casual, like a very extended lunch. You know what I mean? You just popped out and never returned.
Savage moves.
Yeah, so I actually think that we have found the person who's been at a job for the least amount of time, and we will reveal all momentarily. But first, Tristan's on the line. Tristan, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Oh, well, thank you.
We're very, very well.
Okay.
Tristan, your story is just particularly ridiculous because how long were you at this job for?
Well, just a week.
Okay, all right. So why did you and you were fired from said job? But why?
So our job was strictly to wear formal, and I wore secret socks, and my supervisor told me wearing secret socks, and he sent me home. And the following day, I got to work and I was very formal, but I had happy socks, which were very colorful, and he told me I'm wasting his time and he sent me home.
You know who else wouldn't last at that job? Darren Moore.
Because he loves happy socks. That's his thing.
But the thing is, like, no, but like Tristan, In your whole living life, have you ever considered that it would be considered that you're insubordinate for wearing secret socks?
Or happy socks?
Yeah.
Really? People getting fired over socks?
Wow.
I would, because I was a customer consultant, so I had to deal with customers, and my pants were kind of skinny.
Yeah.
So you can see I had no socks on.
I mean, the sheer scandal of it all, Tristan. I somehow think that you're probably better off without that job. But you can live in a world where if you want to wear a secret or a happy sock, you must shine, babes. You must shine.
Yeah, no, I definitely do that. I still do that up till now.
That's my boy.
Stacey, you know what I'm gonna do from now going forward? If I see someone wearing like happy socks or like secret socks, I'm going to that person.
Yes, specifically.
Yes.
For you, Tristan. For you.
So wear your happy socks and wear your secret socks. Let's listen to a few voice notes.
Hi, Stacey and DJ Smooth.
DJ.
So I quit my job after like 2 hours.
This is the one.
And I was selling SIM cards.
Yeah, but selling SIM cards is not easy, eh?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
But don't you want to play Taurus is reliving her upsetations?
Hey guys, so I think my worst/shortest job was at a call center doing telesales. And I couldn't cope with
we fucking hate
irritating people and hearing how irritated they would get with me. It just made me feel so bad. So
that's why we know
I think I was
people that
maybe
do that job on a regular are sociopaths.
Call center jobs are hard, eh?
No,
It's
but
not
also,
easy.
like, Tara's worried that she irritates people.
Yeah.
We clearly don't suffer from that.
But it is what it is.
Drive home with Stacey and Jason. East Coast. On FM, on the station app, and on DSTV channel 836. This is East Coast Radio.
The News Watch at 6, but the next
News Watch.
The Sons of South Africa.
The two Gotuguza boys who died when the earth around the hole they were digging collapsed, burying them, have been described as the best of friends about their families. 12-year-old Zipho Mtengo and 9-year-old Njabulu Mthethwa were digging sand out of the hole, which was approximately 2 meters deep, to help a neighbor who was building a home yesterday. It's understood that the neighbor had gone to offload some dug-up sand at his home and left the two boys to continue digging. Upon noticing what had happened, the neighbor notified the families, but later fled the scene. The boys' families found out later that the neighbor had paid the boys 5 rands each to help him. Jabula's mother, Noktula Mthethwa, says the boys played together all the time.
Yes, they always play with them, and the other children, they all play, all of them they play, but I don't know what happened to these two children. And I don't know how this thing happened to us like this.
The Fair Trade Independent Tobacco Association's leave of appeal against the sale of cigarettes during lockdown will now be heard next week on the 15th. This follows a previous loss as the Pretoria High Court last month dismissed FETA's application with costs. The association chairperson, Sneta Jangoni, says they hope that the courts will favor the appeal.
The High Court has regretted quite expeditiously in as far as granting us a date for the hearing of our application for leave to appeal, which date is the 15th of July 2020. We are confident in the arguments raised in our application for leave to appeal, and we are rather hopeful that we will be successful in having the court grant us leave to appeal the ruling which was made previously.
South Sudan's president has admitted that months of intercommunal fighting has torn the African nation apart. President Salva Kiir made the acknowledgement during his country's 9th independence anniversary. He's called for his people to work towards peace and reconciliation. And quarantine rules have ended today for people traveling to the UK from more than 70 countries around the world. People will no longer have to isolate 14 days or provide.
And we are rather hopeful that we will be successful in having the court grant us leave to appeal the ruling which was made previously.
South Sudan's president has admitted that months of intercommunal fighting has torn the African nation.
That's right. I rolled my eyes back in my head and jutted my jaw up, and then like this. You're right, buddy. That's what I was sitting here doing while I'm sitting here waiting for the thing to load. You're fucking weird, bro. There's about 50,000 hours of footage of me in existence. I know what I look like. It's not no shock to me. So when you keep trying to subtly, I'll subtly get inside his head and do what? Yeah, Every time I close applications, the whole system freezes up and the memory gets filled up and the network connection goes crazy. What the fuck's the deal with that? Oh, only when I say certain politically sensitive words. Right. Oh, I can say nigger, nigger, nigger. Put the word nigger in the fucking thing. It won't go through. Put negative, goes through just fine. Okay. Which one of us is being a fucking hypocrite? Oh, it's different in French because Haitians don't have the internet. Well, that's interesting. Just ignoring inputs. Right. Not loading. That's good. Oh, you're scrolling up. I'm going down. You're scrolling up. That's interesting. It's interesting. I'm gonna do that a third time, man. Actually, I guess it's 12, not 3, 4, 8, 12. If you weren't bombarding the system, I wouldn't have to worry about every megabyte of RAM. I didn't have to before about a month ago. Holy fuck. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You're interrupting the fucking packets or whatever, but you're not able to fucking change them. It definitely seems like. Oh, well, all that to reload the page. Yeah, 4 fucking minutes or whatever just to reload the page. And for some fucking reason, it's scrolling down when I scroll up. Right, that's just perfectly normal for operators. Every operating system ever is built like this. It's me that's stupid for noticing. It only happens when I piss off certain agencies. I'm supposed to say the cops, the feds, the government. No, it's private corporations and subcontractors. Not impressive, man. Wow. I've gone through an entire pack to fucking, we've covered so far 30 minutes, I think, of what I've been trying to cover. Oh, not even, no, we didn't even get to the first one. All right. You did, but. Don't fucking add it to me because it's not my money you're spending on this one. It's your payroll money that you're spending. Yeah, well, I'm working. They pay me to work. Yeah, I know, but you don't seem to understand that money's coming from an account that's never getting refilled ever again. Toronto's not going to go through the donut effect, and we're not going to take 25 years like Detroit. Detroit owes a shitload of money. That's right. Well, what about Toronto? Toronto's not allowed to borrow money. Guess what? From this year to next year, bang, it's all going to happen in 1 year. Oh, John Tory said this and that. That makes me feel proud to be what? An immigrant, like John Tory is. Like Don Cherry. Remember how everybody was rallying behind Don Cherry? And I put out the hashtag Don Cherry is an immigrant. Everybody realized they were pissing off the indigenous gangsters again, and you can't live where indigenous gangsters live and piss off indigenous gangsters. The New Zealand government will tell you that. The Australian government doesn't want to admit it, but they would tell you that if they were into admitting all the fucking studies they've done. Cause where do you think they go when they need a foreign country to go to that's just like Australia? No, not Britain. Why would they go to Britain? What is wrong with you people? They need a place with black people. As the existence of Mark the Dark Knight Saunders can attest. There's no black people in Britain. Oh, there's black British. There's no black people though. Black British. You're British, that's white, on the black list that they created when they decided that that the air was too pure for a slave to breathe. Did he say slave? Or did he say a black? Well, a slave would be blacklisted. All slaves to the British at the time were. Oh, who's the anti-racist? You really believe the British and the Democrats have your best interests at heart? So. Fuck, this hurts. I didn't close my fucking eyes, but I'm looking right at the fucking thing.
Online and on your smart speaker.
What I find hilarious.
Speaker, this is East Coast Radio. Newswatch.
The South African Funeral Practitioners Association says bodies are piling up in funeral parlors because of delays in the issuing of death certificates.
Is there a reason
National
you're playing this?
Your top story this hour, the South African Funeral Practitioners Association says bodies are piling up because of delays in the issuing of death certificates.
And it's running a
just a
minute
reminder
ahead of
that
time,
we are
too.
in stage 2.
Are you done? Are you fucking finished? Yeah, about 8 times I turned that off. Why is that running? You're such a fucking pussy hole. Anyway, I noticed in real life I blink quite a bit, but even with the frame rate of these videos, you can't freeze it on my eyes being closed. Statistically, it's not possible. The number of times you do 8 times in a row in 12 minutes, really. But I also notice you edit things a lot. I'll sit here and be looking at myself on the screen, and the next thing I know, my eyes are clanking up. Oh, and my head's rolled back. Then they're open, and then my eyes are rolled back, and then my jaw is sticking out sideways. Yeah, I'm watching you do it step by step. It's not some instant subliminal thing, eh? I'm not getting 60 frames per second, you morons. That's what the monitor can do. When you fucking interrupt the loop, guess what? I gotta wait 8 seconds time delay every fucking... I gotta wait 8 seconds time delay every fucking time. Oh, they're playing with the fucking menu again. I got all fucking day. I got nothing to do till the sun goes down. That's 3. I'm not clicking on nothing until it stops moving. Why would I click on something that's moving? You've already shown that this version of Android has an exploit in it where I've never seen this on Android before. Every other device, you double tap, it'll only count as once. You tap on something and it moves out of the way. It doesn't hit what's underneath it. This box keeps somehow magically doing it. Didn't do it for a year. It's been doing it on and off for the last 2-3 months. Let's try this again, you fucking... I knew this. I knew there was going to be something about bodies sooner or later. Let's destroy the fucking show. Let's put the very fucking most important piece first. I'm not supposed to be angry. No, I'm just pointing out you did it. It's so fucking blatantly obvious you just did that. There are 20 fucking podcasts here of 5 to 15 minutes each before that one. You went straight to the last one because it's got the story that I've been saying, and it'll piss me off if it ruins the fucking momentum of it. No, I don't give a fuck. There's no punchline, bro. There's no joke. We don't joke. I know you don't believe that. He's like, you don't believe the worst mass murders in the world were ordered from Toronto. Oh. 330, 325, 306, 719, 730, 507, 254, 248, 320, 220, 217, 45 seconds, 46, 39 seconds, 32 minutes and 23 seconds, 320. Yeah, I got some fucking shit to look at today, huh? What did they hate the most? What did I say I was pulling up? World War I South African veterans. Oh, I can't talk about that. Those are niggers. Actually, they're a whole bunch of mixes. And that's where apartheid starts to play with that. You know why these half-white Chinese guys think they're better than Cape Coloreds? If I called myself colored, they would get fucking mad and correct me. Telling the stories of South Africa's forgotten World War I heroes. Pretty sure there's no space there.
Darren, Kerry and Sky, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m.
So I heard about this fascinating initiative. I don't know too much about it, so
You just have to have that fucking input, eh? If you got an 8-second ping time and you can't keep up with the fucking cheap ass graphics card I got, there's something wrong with your system. I want to keep fucking with you. It's 9 seconds in. Let's get 2 seconds, 3 seconds for how long it took me to move the mouse. Yeah, within 5 seconds, you're already bombarding my shit. Can I have the system tray back? Yeah, oh, I guess I don't need it. I got the plug. Yeah, the exploits you're using are so basic, it's ridiculous. Oh, why don't I fix them? Because it doesn't matter. As long as everybody I know that sees this knows that these exploits exist, then that covers my job. I don't know what you think your job is, but I know what my work ends up being. Cleaning up after idiots like you that get paid to set something up and you never can. Which is why you can't hack. All you know how to do is run a code somebody gives you. So why would I fix any of this? Then you'll go, oh, I don't know how to do this. They'd fire you that minute and find somebody better to. No, I like this game. I like this game. You've made my joint last like an hour and a half, bro. Like, I know you guys get it backwards. You get it so backwards. If you irritate me and get under my, I'm gonna want to do it. No, I don't associate this with you at all. It's just like when you try to make jokes about my dick size. It's like, I don't understand. You think my dick should be hard with 3 fucking police officers staring at it, pretending that they're laughing, but they can't they can't look me in the eye. They each made their own short dick joke that didn't go together. Like, it was really fucking weird, eh? But they're not gay. But how come my dick's not hard? Why the fuck you asking me these things, Bati boy? The real reason, anybody that hates you for wearing this, the real reason they hate this, or they'll start bothering you about how come you don't roll it down and do this and that, they can't get it off you if you put off a fight to fuck you. They hate this. Oh, it makes them, they get enraged the instant they see one-piece clothing. Because they're inherently rapists. And MSM is inherently a rapist by definition. They're men that only have sex with men who do not have sex with men. That's a rapist. Hey, you explained it to me. Which tells me you are a gay rapist, and I'm not, because I had to have somebody tell me about that. I wasn't part of the clique growing up, you know.
Darren, Kerry and Sky, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m.
So I heard about this fascinating initiative. I don't know too much about it, so I've got the Senior Operations Supervisor at the Commonwealth War Graves Commission on the line with us right now. But apparently we are searching for ancestors or great-great-grandparents that contributed towards the war effort between 1914 and 1918. I do believe it was July 14 to November 18, if my history serves me correctly. A lot of South Africans served, but here in Africa, I know that South Africans who might have served in Europe will have been recognized, but there's a whole gap in the recognition process for those who served in the war effort here in Africa, if I have it correct. But let's find out from Joey Monareng, the Senior Operations Supervisor at Commonwealth War Graves Commission. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning, Darren. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. I heard about this initiative. I'm a little bit excited about it, and I'm hoping to get really excited about it. I just want to find out more about it. Was I in region when I was explaining there? Was I in the ballpark?
Oh yeah, you were spot on. Definitely spot on.
So if we're looking for people of color specifically who contributed towards the war effort, who might have been ignored or haven't been recognized, and now your initiative is to now try and find these people, so to give them the recognition. Well, maybe not them themselves, but certainly to name the names that made the ultimate sacrifice in the war that was supposed to end all wars. And I suppose a little bit of pride. I think this is a great initiative. Just tell me a little bit about these servicemen that we're looking to recognize?
These servicemen enlisted in the First World War. Research in the South African archives, and in this research, 1,666 names were uncovered of Black South Africans who served in the First World War.
Wow, more coincidence of coincidence.
We have
a bit of pride. I think this is a great initiative. Just tell me a little bit about these.
Can you let go of the 8-second painting? You don't need to buffer nothing. Get the fuck off my router, pussy.
In the South African archives, and in this research, 1,666 names were uncovered of Black South Africans who served in the First World War, from different labor units. We have their names, which is just like a small part of the story.
To give them the recognition, well, maybe not them themselves, but certainly to name the names that made the ultimate sacrifice in the war that was supposed to end all wars, and I suppose a little bit of pride. I think this is a great initiative. Just tell me a little bit about these servicemen that we're looking to recognize.
These servicemen enlisted in the First World War. Research in the South African archives, and in this research, 1,666 names were uncovered of Black South Africans who served in the First World War, from different labor units. We have their names, which is just like a small part of the story. With this, we're reaching out to the families, the community, the descendants, the public.
Why did you not tell her to get up to speakerphone?
Yeah, so well, that actually helps me a lot here, because I thought we were asking people to volunteer information. If we have identified the 1,666 servicemen, and now we just need the families to let us know and fill in the gaps. So maybe are we looking for them to tell us the stories, what was passed down in their family, what they know about the war?
Yes, we ask the families and the members of the public for any information that they may have, even if it's photographs, documentation, and it's not
using monitors, meaning loudspeakers,
you might even have a relative that served, but there was
you need to adjust the volume back downwards because your cheap ass $2 dollar store fucking speakers rattle and buzz.
And then update our report.
Okay, so we have a couple of names, and we're looking for people to volunteer names.
Turn down the fucking mic output and then turn up the mechanical speakers.
Here in South Africa, specifically those
that have been
recognized so far. Now,
you made a fucking joke of the whole fucking story, and I can't fucking see what is the fucking point of this? What is the fucking point of this? I just want to know, Mr. Agent Man, how much are you going to interfere? How many times do we hear the audio cut out? And it's not on the end of the recording. No, it's not. I got to download these and play. Though. Because somehow that's different from streaming. That makes no sense. By the way, it does cache the entire file. It never erases it. So this is not helping this memory issue. Oh, it scrolled almost all the way up. But if I want to actually, wow, that was real helpful. You just defeated the entire purpose of scrolling all the way up. I'd like to download the file. I can't now because I can't scroll up all the way to the player and I can't scroll down back to the track. You have the worst fucking interface of the entire fucking internet. The Facebook interface is disgusting, but it works. This doesn't work. So someone as dumb as you can use Facebook. The guy that invented Facebook, your average person with his medical condition, I hate you people because of the way you treat me, cannot use this. That's your target market, isn't it? Fuck, I hate you people. You made a joke of the whole fucking thing. Why is a white woman fucking doing this? Why is a white woman doing this?
Say the SUV in the parking lot belongs to Musitano. Residents in the area say different things about what happened here. One man tells me he heard 10 to 12 shots. This man counted fewer.
It sounded like firecrackers going off, 5 or 6. It's something that you hear but you don't hear.
Pop.
The shooter or shooters fled the scene.
Is that 2 or 8 or 11?
It is
I know it was this many shots.
He had
no, you
better
don't.
description of it than that. No license plate number. He says there is no further danger to the public related to this violence here that broke out in broad daylight Reporting live in Arlington, I'm Mark Douglas.
It's the evening now.
With serious injuries after being shot outside Scarborough Town Center. CCTV's Michelle Mackey joins us live with the latest on that. Michelle.
Yes, so Jana, police say a 26-year-old man was shot in the stomach outside of entrance 3 just after 2 p.m. this afternoon.
We enlisted the assistance of 12 paramedics.
Oh, right. They got these high school kids so trained that the malls now all have numbered entrances. They can't identify north and south and east and west, but they know which one is 1 and 2 and 3.
Shortly after, and just moments ago, Toronto police responded to a second shooting call in the area of Don Mills and Eglinton, where they found numerous bullet holes in a vehicle. Investigators are looking for a male suspect driving a black
So, Mr. Agent, thanks to you, I have the perfect alibi, because we spent the last hour just doing the same work a second time.
This is 680 News. The Premier took the show on the road today instead of the daily briefing being held at Queen's Park. Doug Ford spoke from a manufacturing company in Woodbridge. Here's 680 story.
But you would not cover him at the Parmalat.
Today, thanking workers for their service during the pandemic. Ford's daily COVID-19 update, though, taking a different focus as he spoke about encouraging job numbers released in the province and Ontario's economic resilience through the last few months. Comes alongside continued encouraging provincial numbers. 160 new cases of the virus today, and they're mostly confined to the GTA, along with the testing of temporary workers in Windsor, Essex, while more than 27,000 tests were completed in total. But it's in Windsor, Essex, where officials are asking the provincial or federal governments to take over the situation on various farms.
What?
Doing the best they can
What does that mean? There's no department in charge of
that.
that.
A different level of coordination because of the complexity involved.
Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkin says having a lead agency on the matter would help prevent any issues or confusion as testing.
If the only one that could do it is citizenship and immigration, then you don't want them there.
After almost a month, the tents are coming down at Nathan Phillips Square. Protesters packing up a week after being served with a trespassing notice. Here's 680's Momin Qureshi.
The tents have been up in Nathan Phillips Square since June 19th, led by the group Afro Indigenous Rising. They were given notice last Friday that the equipment had to come down by Monday, and even though nothing happened at that point, this morning, the group
there was no equipment, bro.
Shar is with the group and says even though the tents are down, the protest continues.
So for us, it's not just about the goal of abolishing the police and saying take all their money away, disband them, but we really want to prove that communities can have alternative solutions. We really want to show that the
it's not alternative program, fucking whore.
Measure of the police.
Said the group handed out thousands of dollars.
Yeah, the original way of doing things is an alternative.
Every day,
fuck
Mayor
you.
Tory says their voices have been heard.
Has that, I can tell you, to us getting the message with respect to some of the concerns they had about our Indigenous people and about anti-black racism.
My employer has been doing this 130 years longer than this country supposedly existed. You're going to tell me how to do it? You're going to tell the people here that I wasn't already doing it and you were? They don't know who the fuck you are.
Investigators know his name but have yet to locate him. He could be charged with causing a disturbance. Peel Police tell 680 News it's unlikely hate crime charges will be laid.
From speaking to the experts in our Equity and Inclusion Bureau, and from what they've seen on the video that's making it the rounds on social media, this would not classify, but it is still considered a hate-motivated incident.
The verbal attack on staff at the Central Parkway West grocery store happened last Sunday. Video was posted online a few days later, and you can watch it at 680news.com.
Helping you navigate our new world.
And looking forward to when life resumes.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day. This is 680 News.
Now the 680 News gas price update, and Pro predicting the price will drop a cent at midnight to just under $1.05 a liter. Now 680 News Cottage Country traffic on the 9s. Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. If you're traveling north on the 400, expect delays from approaching Langstaff to north of King Road. It's heavy approaching Aurora Road to north of Highway 9, and from approaching Mapleview to approaching Dunlop. And even northbound 400 extension is slow now through Horseshoe Valley Road, but it looks like those troubles northbound on Highway 11 north of the split have cleared. I'm not spotting any delays as you make your way towards Aurelia, Gravenhurst, Bracebridge. Everything looks fine. Highway 26, however, still closed east and westbound between Horseshoe Valley Road and Frolic Road, and it's all for a collision investigation. May take some time for that to clear away. Looked at northbound Highway 48 and northbound Highway 12 through Beaverton and Brecken, and they look good as well. Eastbound 401, a delay approaching Westney to east of Vixen. Past that, it's pretty good up to the 35, 115 and beyond as you travel out to Coburg and by the Big Apple. Everything is looking fine. Northbound 115 at Highway 7 down to a single lane, and that's for road repairs. So right now, It's slow going from Airport Road. If you want, you can bail off at Airport Road. Take that to eastbound Lansdowne and make your way to
You realize there's no such thing as bail off. That's not a thing.
407 ETR is helping communities respond to the needs of isolated seniors, food banks, and those seeking mental health and employment
There's
assistance.
no such thing as to bail off.
.com/road to recovery. The incentive package we just received from General Motors to help.
What is using up memory now, brethren? What excuse are you using now?
In addition to this, due
You
to the
don't even
strength
have
of
the
the
system.
US dollar, we're seeing very strong trade-in values.
Everything you're trying to use to cover up what you're doing is so fucking very obvious.
ApplewoodAuto.com now. That's ApplewoodAuto.com. Proud member of the Humberview Group. 6:30 news time, 4:41.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hockey.
This report is brought to you by CIBC. As my father would say, we just couldn't stand the prosperity because now we have a second problem on the West 401, right where that first one was, near Pearson Airport. First of all, you've got to get past the stalled vehicle, West 401 approaching the 400 Express. Right lane blocked by crews. There's a stalled vehicle here being worked on. So heavy 404 to approaching the 400 Express and Collectors alternately. Now we have this problem just west to the 427 in the Collectors. I just pulled this one up, so I'm trying to figure out what lanes are blocked. It looks like we've got at least 3 left lanes closed here, so only the right lane is squeezing past this issue. So we're still dealing with a jam up. Just for collector lane traffic,
You realize
from
that
the 427
means a left lane, 2 center lanes,
almost
and
eased off on the north 427, but now it's starting to back up again as you head onto that west 401 ramp with this brand new problem. South 427 ramp to west 401, you're heading right into this issue as well. So keep an eye out for that. You're basically merging with the west 401 right where the crash is now. Past this, more volume now from here, Ontario, and the Collectors to west of Mavis. We have on the eastbound 401 just volume delays east of Winston Churchill to Mavis, 427 to Leslie, alternately Express and Collectors, and approaching Warden to Kennedy Collectors. A couple of issues now on the eastbound 407, approaching Keele. 3 left lanes are blocked off here with a crash. It's not having too much of an impact on the speed, so it is slowing from east of Jane to approaching Keele. A relatively short stretch, but it comes to a sudden stop. Then we have emergency construction east of Kennedy Road in Markham. 2 right lanes are blocked there, but moving fairly well through that area. Minor problem on the east QEW at Brant. Stalled vehicle in the right lane, but it's moving okay past that.
Okay.
You will find westbound
attempt number 4, I want this side application to stop. No more. The one you're inside of needs to go away.
That's Everyday Smart from CIBC. Conditions apply. Learn more online.
Do this
Your next
again.
report at 4:51, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
31 degrees, partly cloudy right now at Pearson. It feels like 39. The intense heat and humidity again today. But it's going to get just cut wide open by some
FM, online, and on your smart speaker. This is East Coast Radio. News Watch.
We have a few watches and warnings that have been popping up across southern Ontario with heavy downpours and gusty winds, even some hail. But not right now in the GTA. It's more of a sunny, again, sticky, kind of stuffy late afternoon. But through the evening and again overnight tonight, we see this risk of isolated thunderstorm activity. And for Saturday as well.
What exactly am I supposed to believe is using up all my system resources to make this happen?
Your overnight low tonight.
You have a 6-second pay
Now,
time.
Wow. Minutes to the business center.
Wow, only 6 seconds today.
Investors have no problem hitting the buy button to kick off the Friday trading.
The clock
the
came
TSX
back.
higher by 145 points.
Oh, okay, you're going to go away again or not?
13 also up for the week. Some banks
Okay,
adding to
so
TSX's gains today.
for that entire, I was going to say 30 seconds, but it's been 2 minutes now. My hands were occupied. I was over here. You heard that MP3 start a third time. The last one in the list. We were on the second
Today was up by 1.4%, a gain of 369 points. S&P adding 1% to 32 points.
Making this shit
Oil
up.
rose by 2.4%, closing at $40.55 a barrel, while gold lost $1.90, finishing at $1,901, and the Canadian dollar is down by 9/100ths of a cent to 73.53 cents US. At the Business Center, I'm Carl Garnett.
Direct invest with Scotia iTrade. Get started in 3 easy steps and begin your investing journey from home today. Learn more at scotiaitrade.com.
At Rogers, we believe that we can all make more possible. More for our communities, more for our country.
It's why in our 60th anniversary year, Rogers is doubling down on our partnerships with Food Banks Canada, Women's Shelters, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and many other community groups to make more hope possible and a better Canada possible. Because we don't want to get back to normal. We want to get back to better than normal. Learn more at rogers.com/the60project.
This summer at Tim Hortons, when you're craving a Tim's iced treat, we say go for it. Go for an indulgent strawberry creamy chill, a delicious Oreo ice cap, or a stronger, richer iced coffee. Go for one today, only at Tim Hortons. At participating restaurants for a limited time.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Mostly sunny in downtown Toronto, humidity rating of 36. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Sljana Savincic.
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
Shooting near Plains and King Road in Burlington has left a person dead, but a second in hospital. There are reports a vehicle at the scene belongs to notorious mobster Pat Musitano. Multiple shots also fired at Scarborough Town Center, leaving a 26-year-old man with serious injuries. And the man caught on video berating staff at the TNT supermarket in Mississauga could be facing charges. Peel police say they want to hear his side of the story before making a decision.
Yeah, because you can hear him saying, I already told you I have asthma.
Guerrero Jr. had his struggles defensively at third base last season.
Notice how they ignored that part of the tape till I said that I heard it yesterday? This tape was recorded last week. We all heard it a week ago. Until I say somebody yesterday. Now the media pretends they can hear it. The police go, oh yeah, we're not. We have to fucking hear his side of the story. He said he has asthma.
He's going to play first and DH. Montoyo says Guerrero Jr. The team had been discussing this during spring training, and that Travis Shaw will be the third baseman in the meantime. Guerrero Jr. will be at first base for tonight's intra-squad game. After a short rain delay, round number 2 of the PGA's Workday Charity Open is back on. Colin Morikawa has the clubhouse lead at 13 under par. Then it's a Canadian tied for second right now. Nick Taylor 4 under through 5 so far in his second round. He is 4 shots off the pace at 9 under par, along with Sam Burns. Canada's Adam Hadwin also in the mix. He is even through 5 and sitting at -6. Sports at 15 and 45, past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
Okay, you know what? That was really good. I just need you to try one a little lower.
Yeah, okay. HSBC is offering a low mortgage switch rate.
Is lower?
It's one of Canada's lowest switch rates.
Okay, even lower.
Get 2.14% on a 5-year fixed-rate mortgage with HSBC's quick switch offer.
Whoa, that is low.
HSBC Bank. Together we thrive. Rates subject to change without notice. Application must be funded within 60 days of the application start date. Visit hsbc.ca.
Your people running HSBC Canada don't know what they're doing.
Room in the house, so why not revitalize your kitchen with these 3 tips from Tesco? 1. Go with light colors to brighten your space. 2. Create large work areas to make food prep easier. And 3. Get top quality appliances that fit your family's lifestyle. With options to suit any design or budget, the pros at Tesco make appliance shopping a breeze. For today's offers, ask